Yeah. The free relic's going to go on the Deathwing Ancient. It'll be the Pennant of Remembrance. That's a 5-up, feel no pain for all Deathwing units, or Deathwing infantry rather. Of note, both the Interrogator, Chaplain, and the Librarian have the Deathwing keywords, so they will also benefit from that, despite not having Deathwing in their name.
Cool.
I'm going to spend 1 command point on Hector Rex on Inquisitorial Mandate to give him a Warlord trait. His Warlord trait is going to be Radical, so it gives him 1 free hit, wound, saving throw, or Psychic test, or Deny the Witch test per battle round. So basically, I pay 1 command point and I get like 5 rerolls with him.
Yeah, okay. Seems good.
It's pretty good. His spells are going to be Terrify and Mental Interrogation.
Definitely what 3 Warsuits would love to see is going second.
I choose an enemy character model within 12 inches invisible to him. If it goes off, I roll 3d6 against your leadership. If I equal or greater than that, I get a command point. You also subtract 1 from hit rolls made with that model until my next psychic phase.
Okie dokie.
Then my Librarian knows Aversion and Righteous Repugnance. Aversion is just it's a warp.
Oh, I 100% agree. But I mean, as someone who runs 3 Warsuits, it's always better to win that initial attacker dice roll because
and that unit is
they are a good counterpunch, as you said. But that initial hit is always the money, especially when you're playing Salamanders.
On a friendly unit, and they will reroll all failed hit and wound rolls in the fight phase until my next psychic phase. Interrogator Chaplain, I'm spending an extra command point for an extra relic on him.
Rude or pro level? Who knows? I guess we'll find out as game progresses.
Which is the one canticle the one litany that
everyone's got a cheat code.
Has a 9-inch range instead of a 6-inch range.
Hell yeah, I will.
Plus charge and consolidation.
So first of all, hey everyone, Cullen, nice to see you guys again. So I'm going to cover TseungTsu's list, his Salamander beat stick list. It's pretty universal Salamanders. I do like the relics, Sicarian battle tanks in there. That does throw a little bit of what you don't see in the usual meta list. But he's running the usual Salamander beat stick stuff. You know, he's got his Chaplain, he's got a Librarian, he's got his Intercessor squads for some big range. I love the 3 Warsuits. I think those are just absolutely phenomenal with the Doctrines, and it gives him a lot of versatility, being able to shoot, reroll his dice, and of course assault. And it's going to be interesting to see how those play out with him going second. But he is running the usual double Thunderfire Cannons because every Space Marine list should start with those, and then you work your way out. Because for pound, point for point, they are the #1 contender for less than 100 points for the amount of shots for a 4-wound, 2-up save Tech Marine in the backfield. I hate those things, but they are amazing. If you guys can't already tell. And then, of course, he's got a good old Eliminator Squad in his, for some snipes. So I'm actually really excited. It's interesting that he has a double Librarian in this. So, I mean, he's going to pretty much dominate the Psychic phase. It's going to be good. And, of course, one more thing to add. He's got a Smash Captain on a bike, which I always love to see, with the Salamander Mantle, a Thunderhammer, and the good old reliable Storm Shield.
The Librarian knows Master of Heroes, the Buffy Might of Heroes, and no. And then Chaplain, Chappy Boy.
Jump pack.
Sorry. I'm not sure what to take against your army because it's like real fast. I don't know if you know this.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the one that gives +1 to wound the closest unit. I forget its name.
That'd be Catechism of Fire.
Yeah, that's it.
Fire. Sure.
Thanks.
Closest visible unit.
Yeah, I guess that's important.
It is.
And then I'm going to put another relic out there. I just have to figure out on whom. But I'm going to put the Obsidian Aquila on someone.
What's that give you?
6-inch bubble of field.
All right.
And I think it's going to go on Chaplain. Yeah, I'm going to put that on Chaplain. So that's going to cost me another one. And he's going to get Aquila. I'll mark it in his notes down here.
So who's taking that?
Chappy boy.
Cool.
Ooh,
And yeah, I think that's all. That's it. My list is pretty straightforward.
pretty good.
All right. Secondaries.
Yeah, that is a thing we have to pick. That's right.
Indeed. Well, I'll take big game.
Yep.
Since that's a really easy one to choose against you.
I mean, that's fair. What do you have that's over 120? I know the giant. Oh, it's just the 2 giant squads. Never mind. Everything.
The 2 giant squads and the 3 speeders. Those are the only things that can be marked for death.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because this is like 280, 290, and this is 340.
How many wounds in the Death Knights?
2.
The bike commander is a chapter master.
The Ravenwing. Are they secondary? I should just pull up your list.
2 wounds each. They're bikes.
So I think Gangbusters isn't totally horrible to pick.
Gangbusters requires 3 wounds.
Oh, you're right. That doesn't work at all. I'm so
No.
good at this game.
In terms of kill secondaries, I give up marked for death on these 5 units. I give up character headhunter because I have 8 characters, and I give up Reaper. I have 90 wounds worth of bikes and infantry combined between all of my characters and everything else. So to score max points in Reaper, you will effectively have to take.
Oh, that seems perfectly reasonable then.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll take Reaper. Thanks for the advice.
That makes sense.
I'll take
I mean,
Incendium
actually,
for
he
L1, and then I have to think really hard about my swamp.
it looks like he actually pulled out his
I
psychic
was gonna
powers
take
for this
Recon
game.
and
So he is
Ultimate.
running Mighty Heroes. He is running Null Zone. He is running Veil of Time, Fury of the Ancients, and Psychic Fortress, and Psychic Scourge. So those are what he's the Salamander players running for psychic powers. What a shame. We don't have enough Salamander players in our area.
So
I would actually love to see some combos in the Midwest. You know, we would love to see some more Salamander players. I guess that might be just kind of a more East Coast, maybe the Coast kind of list.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
And I'll point them out after I deploy them.
All right. I guess I'll start my deployment.
No problems. Always.
I think that's everything at this point. Oh, and a quick clarification: are we using the bubble states on the objectives, or are we measuring 3 inches?
I thought we could use.
Ooh, Dark Angels.
I usually use the bubble state just because it's a lot easier for me to just pop it open, see if a base is in there, and be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
Just because ITC doesn't actually specify the size.
Oh, look at those Black Knights and Ravenwing. Ooh, Deathwing.
Force -2 to charge, give cover to infantry if you're within it, and other units if you're 50% obscured from the target from the shooting model.
Yes, sir.
Do we have one here, but I don't know if it's active. We're actually treating it as a crater.
I don't actually see a crater. Oh, I see a dot. Is that supposed to be?
Is it not loaded for you?
No, I guess it's not. I don't know.
I mean, I can just remove that, so you don't see the dot. Because it's in a spot that it's not really going to affect charges, and it's very small. Like in terms of size, it goes from here to here to here.
Yeah, I can't see it, so let's just if you can pull it, I think that would be aces.
There.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I think there are 2 craters here in
the funny thing is that I don't see one over on the other side at all. Like it's not even there.
Yeah, I don't see a dot here. I saw a pearl here, which normally means like unloaded assets, but
yeah.
No,
all right. Well,
I don't think they will be relevant for this game since you will be past them first turn before the
yeah,
game.
unless we get into a fight over the middle, then it's probably not very likely.
And that's I'm sorry to interrupt. And that's a Psychic Awakening. That's a new Psychic Awakening rule book. Because if I remember correctly,
in the current climate, this is the best thing we've got.
So I shall take it for now.
oh, the detachment now. Because my understanding is that the Dark Angels were always very good at blowing themselves up with their plasma guns, and GW and the Psychic Awakening kind of gave them a little bit more protection.
The worst of it, thankfully, but we're under pretty heavy lockdown as a precaution.
Yeah, Colorado is still we're still mandated lockdown, but a bunch of states are I don't know how much you follow U.S. politics. A bunch of states are controlled by their local governors. So
yeah, no, I'm aware.
so some states are coming out next week,
which is troubling.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, they opened the beaches in Florida yesterday, and the beaches were packed. I'm like, oh,
I've
this
got a
is
buddy
bad.
in Florida, and he's just looking at that. And it's like they talk about opening the schools back up. They're talking about opening everything back up. It's like, no. You really don't want to be doing that right now. Yes, you've slowed the spread, but all it takes is a handful of people who don't know they're infected, because we've now learned that you can spread this thing without having a single which is terrible.
Yeah, because that's how they're kind of ignoring the whole 9-inch penalty. They can just drop in, they nuke something, and then they're all. I mean, you're a 6-inch charge. Definitely saving a CP to re-roll it in case you're unable to get that gentleman 6.
Cheers, you too.
Basically, what it comes down to.
We're locked down, and Colorado is pretty progressive as far as the lockdown. It's just weird because
it's really weird because they've created it. They've turned it into a political issue. Like I've seen some of the pictures of you guys in your.
I agree.
We've had a smattering of those, but not to the same degree.
Yeah, people are comparing the lockdown to the Nazi regime now, which is like, oh, okay, cool. This seems tasty.
A little bit. I'm sorry. You're
because Space Marines need more rules.
And just wait, play video games, watch TV.
I guess the flip side is
Netflix and chill.
The government isn't providing nearly as much. Your relief package was much better for ours for individuals. Like I understand there are a lot of individuals who don't have an income or any idea where an income is going to come from, right?
Yeah, like ours, they were pretty quick. And
Correct.
Applying for it is ridiculously simple.
Yeah, so
you quite literally call a phone number, put in your equivalent of your social security number, say which time period you're applying for, because they're doing it in 4-week installments, and you're approved. You need to actually. They will go back and look after the fact.
Which is incredible. I mean, when you actually look at it pound for pound, I mean, it's amazing because you're dropping a unit, which has always been kind of notorious of you want to shoot it and then you want to charge with it. And that 9 inches, I mean, we've all played this game long enough that we've seen situations where you roll a 7 and then you have to spend a CP and you roll into an 8 and then you still fail charge. So the ability to actually mitigate that is phenomenal.
The unit has to come down wholly within 6 inches of a Ravenwing biker unit. So that's the Ravenwing Black Knights or the Ravenwing Apothecary. And then they can come down within 6 inches of enemy units.
Okay, cool. So
just outside 6 inches of enemy units. So it's a 6-inch charge.
A 6-inch charge, yeah.
Instead of 9.
Could you point out the heavy bolter sprout? I don't see it. And are they actually
see here, secondaries are done. Big game, recon, and old school for the Salamander. Not Salamander. I'm sorry. Dark Angels. Dark Angels. Yeah. Salamanders has engineers though.
And you have no sniper functionality other than just like beating me in the face repetitively with maces.
That's correct. I have no way of shooting at characters that I can't see, or that aren't the closest.
Yeah, but you do have a giant angry mace.
I have 7 angry maces and 1
God, it keeps getting worse. So I've never played against Ravenwing, and in my notes I'm like I should be
correct, and it look. It looks like, I mean, he's gonna give the Salamander player just, I mean, he's gonna have 46 inches just to get back to the meaty goodness of the list. I mean, he's gonna have to go all in, be quick, smash, do as much damage as he can, try to put his opponent on the back foot, hope he can survive the counterpunch for. Now, can those Terminators come in turn 1? I don't believe. Yeah, so he's going to have to keep everything alive. Now, luckily, with this map on the ITC format and tabletop sim, there is a metric shit ton of line of sight blocking terrain, and I love this map. Of course, that being said, Thunderfire Cannons are pretty good at removing stuff that is not line of sight. So, I mean, we're going to see a real hard alpha hit here, and I think the Salamander player is just going to hide in the back, let him come forward, and try to wear out his resources, and then just counterpunch. Survive the storm and punch back.
Added it to his notes, so when I look at him, I'm reminded that he has a Thunder Hammer and a Storm Shield.
That seems wise.
And your Librarians, they're both Force Words
Yeah.
Stormbolters, or?
Yes, sir. And Chappy Boy does have a Storm.
Can you take Stormbolters on Librarians?
Oh, no, they are not. Sorry, they're Primaris. So they should just have pistols. Check my... Sorry, I always get confused because I oscillate between the two of them.
It's still a lot of DACA coming back at him.
Show you the Battlescribe to TTS mod after this.
It is just such a pain in the ass. I've tried to use it a few times.
I mean, if you want, for the next few games, you can hop into it after this game and just set it up, and that way you have your army saved.
That might be cool. I might take you up on that. Trevi sent it to me.
So he does have 2 cheat sheet cards out for Hector Rex. He is running a Inquisitor mandate. Looks like he's got Terrify, Mental Interrogation on his Inquisitor, and the Librarian has Righteous Repugnance and Aversion. So those are the psychic powers that he's running. The Dark Angel player.
Yep.
See how they're highlighted?
Yep.
See how they're not now?
So how do you think he's going to get back to that nougat center of those 2 Sicarians and Thunderfires?
Yes. Is wonderful.
The Codex doesn't say they can have them, so I think they're equipped illegally, so we'll just treat them as bolt.
Yeah.
The Codex doesn't say they can have Stormbolter.
The Primaris Librarians?
No, they're not Primaris.
Oh, they're regular Librarians, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They cannot. They were an index option, and unfortunately the flowchart for index shit is no longer in NW's FAQs online.
So yeah, I built it off Battlescribe. Sorry about that. So
no worries. Battlescribe is unfortunately a little when it comes to dealing with old index shit.
Okay, so what is 6? Pretty damn far. Point where I don't think I can actually stand.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, and actually, we're actually witnessing an amazing thing from Warhammer Fantasy called the Dwarf Castle. So what's actually really cool is he's actually going to layer his aggressors as if they're like dwarf warriors, and he's just going to try to space them out. So he's going to have to go through wave after, he's have to go through line after line of salamanders before he gets to that sweet nougat center. So it's actually kind of cool to be able to see this, and he's actually on a hill. Anyone that played Warhammer Fantasy back in the day against dwarf, an organ gun line. It's kind of cool to be able to see this again. Yeah, that's it. You gotta hide them. Gotta get that. You gotta be able to shoot over your own models. This will be really cool. And I'm actually really glad. Well, which is actually really yeah. Go for it. Oh, I was just saying that what's really cool is you're watching a Salamander's list, which is meant to be an aggressive, in-your-face army, now having to play defensively and hold the back line and survive the initial hit of the Dark Angels. So, it's cool that his list can able to spice it up and be able to do both. And then, of course, the Warsuits aren't even placed yet. Where's he going to put the Warsuits?
So you have, I'm just looking at this right now. Oh, that's kind of cool. Just looking at your list right now. Chain swords on all your Intercessor sergeants?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. It's not on your list, but I presumed that you would do it since it's free. So they move 14 and they auto advance 6, and I can shoot after having advanced. Pardon?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly he has on his Chaplain.
Move for them.
The one thing he didn't write down.
No, so I can take a Warlord trait that gives me a pre-game move. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I only have here taking an extra Warlord trait. I can't double stack Warlord traits like Loyalist Space Marines can, like the core Codex compliant. Where you can double up on a Warlord trait on someone. I can't do that.
Interesting. So the 2 Engineer Squads are these wide ones. I'm going to a minute, and then I just have to decide where the Eliminators are going.
Yeah.
So we're treating these walls as less than 1 inch.
And the great thing about it, he has 3 Invictor Warsuits. So
I'm just looking at the.
Yeah. Now I love the Primus Eliminators back here out of line of sight that are just gonna be able to snipe out what he needs to snipe out, which is just really cool. He's got a great list. Like, this is a brutal Salamanders list. Let's see it. I'm pretty pumped to see.
Yeah, I also can't bring the Knights in turn 1. It follows standard,
Yeah, that seems normal.
Play rules for
turn 2 will be here before you know it.
That's how it works.
Oh yeah, super fast. I mean, yeah, you look at his deployment. I mean, he is just castling up. He's got layers of layers of layers. He's keeping his Warsuits a little further back so he can counterpunch if the first line goes down. He's got all of his characters on top of that hill ready to push back out. The great thing about the bike master is, you're right, it does have that additional 2-inch move compared to a jump back, and I see no terrain anywhere where the battle's going to be. So that bike chapter master is just going to go right into whatever comes close to it.
No, definitely not. I've got scouts
Yeah.
from going anywhere near there.
Yeah. I'm just debating if I want to shoot. Don't think so. I think that's.
It looks from.
Best of luck. All right,
Yeah,
so you're good.
Luck. Cheers, mate. Yep. Oh, hold on. So we got all that stuff. Ready?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know what's so funny about the last 6 months and like GW is just like, everyone threw up their arms about Iron Hands for 3 to 4 months, and like, not to deny they were very abusive, but people are now starting to realize that, like, holy crap, Salamanders are awesome. Imperial Fists are still good. Raven Guard is awesome. It's not that the Iron Hands were bad. But now people are starting to push back out and be like, okay, cool, let's see what else this codex has that I can definitely abuse. Because I think looking at the Salamander list, it's looking like it's going to be some abuse.
I rolled mine, it didn't go off.
Okay. You might as well leave yourself unmuted.
Sorry about that, yeah. Well, I was eating, so I didn't want to.
Okay. That is perfectly reasonable. All right, let's get things rolling then. The bikes are going to advance. They will move their 20 inches.
Oh, look at those bikes move. There we go. Nothing like the highlight all, the highlight all pick up and move. One of the perks of Tabletop Sim, you can just grab them all and move them across the board. You can control copy, control V. You can just do one squad and just copy it on Tabletop Sim. I'm gonna jump. Okay, then you delete them and then you copy them and then you place them on the other side of the board. It's what a lot of people about Tabletop Sim are like, oh, Horde armies take so long. Horde armies actually aren't the issue. It's actually the individual smaller ones. Like, and I'm not trying to say Gene Cult isn't a Horde army, but I watched the game where he wasn't running like the massive units of like their close combat cultists, whatever the hell they are. He was actually running smaller chunks, and he was moving very quickly across the board with what he was doing. The Blood Angel player was actually struggling because it's so precise, you know, and like an Orc player is just going to be like, cool, let's measure.
7. That goes off with a 9. Would you like to attempt to deny? You're out.
Oh, I agree.
I didn't even pre-measure it before I started casting. I was like,
Oh,
yeah. There. All right, and he's going to put that on the bikes, so the bikes will reroll all failed hit and wound rolls in the fight phase.
That's the thing.
Until my next psychic phase. Going into the shooting phase. Oh, that's frustrating. All right, let's start with the Talon.
I think it's kind of like riding a bike. Yeah, I think it's kind of like riding a bike. You know, if you start off, it's going to be slow because you're kind of learning a new way to play 40K. But I mean, once you get 10 to 15 games under your belt, if people know what they're doing, it's faster than an actual tabletop game because the dice rolling is more efficient, the model movements are more efficient. I just think everything's just cleaner and simpler. I mean, nothing's going to be better than yelling at your opponent face to face and bringing moms into it. But I mean, I do enjoy tabletop sim. Like, it is nice.
Twin Heavy Bolter hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s and 2s. Sammael. Yep. Wounding on 5s most likely, reroll on 1s. All right, so it's either 3 wounds or 2 wounds.
That's the range? Question mark?
So 2 wounds at -2.
Oh.
It's okay if you normally roll the same one here, so we don't
Go for it.
Okay. And then I have the
Yeah, let's go.
Chaplain. Nope. And
Cool.
You said 2 damage?
1 damage.
1 damage. Yep, so he just takes 1.
Yep, it's just a heavy bolter.
Cool. Sorry. Forgot what I'm shooting with.
So he is down to 3 wounds. And then the assault cannon into those.
Yeah, it was
buddies sitting right behind him. So that's 13 dice apparently.
Isn't that what they say? Hubris is the downfall of man. I mean,
On 3s.
always hide your indirect fire, chat.
There's
no reason for it. It's just hide it. But that being said, I mean, he's actually given an opponent a good target because what else is he going to shoot at? Like, you're going to shoot at aggressors.
That will be 11 wounds at AP -2 on your intercessors back here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you know,
a lot.
You know, by deploying second, he can kind of tell that his opponent's not going to have any good shots on his tactical Warsuits. You know, so that could be an interesting thing to how it pans out. And also, the Warsuits only move 10.
Yeah, ignore cover.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get within close combat range of anything outside of those scouts.
So they should have it. Is it per model or per unit?
Who knows?
Oh, I think it's per unit.
Okay, it's cool. I mean, it's not going to matter because all of those models are within 6 of him. But
yeah, but that's important to remember for future.
Anyways, roll it out. I'll look it up. I've got your supplement open, so I can just look at it.
When a friendly chapter model within 6, it's a model.
Okay, so it is model. All right, that's what I figure. Most Feel No Pains are like that. Like my Deathwing's Feel No Pain is for models.
So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So 3, and then 1 guy has a wound.
Okay.
Well, luckily we can always be safe within the confines of GW writing really good, solid English that we can easily understand and not argue about. They have like 7 different ways to say aura, and then like within
Warlord,
full unit, 1 model. It's like, come on, you guys invented English. Do a better job.
Cannon and his assault cannon into those remaining Primaris.
Yes, sir.
So heavy bolter first, hitting on 3s, rolling 1s and 2s. Thank you, Sammael. And wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s. 1 wound at -2.
Yeah, but you know, we also have to give GW a good benefit of the doubt. Their facts are also very easy to read and answer questions. So, I mean, I don't know why people have issues. Everything just makes sense.
3s rolling 1s and 2s. And 3s rolling 1s. 10 wounds at -2.
So 5s.
And that's what they do. Ever
And
since the original Dawn of War
he's
video game
behind,
video in
so
4th
he's
edition,
sorry,
where GW actually
No
had to rewrite the rules of assault cannons
there
because it was so brutal in that video game. Just orcs exploding.
Down here for an easy kill more tracker, if that makes sense.
That sounds like a great idea. What I will sometimes do is I'll just actually mark it out like this. I'll just create a little kill zone area, and we just basically mark out what we've killed in each other's turns for kill more.
Yeah.
And we'll make a new one for turns 5 and
Also
6.
a plus of tabletop sim.
Alrighty,
you
then
can just flip your models.
The Grand Master of the Ravenwing. He is going to put his heavy bolter into that same Thunderfire Cannon. And he's going to put his assault cannon.
It actually keeps your opponent honest a little bit. It's actually a little bit, harder to cheat on tabletop sim because you can actually see their measurements out. You're like, hey, bro, that Space Marine move 6.1. I saw that one.
Squads.
Move it back.
So let's just do the assault cannon first. Shake up the order. Hitting on 2s because he is the Grandmaster.
But the one hard part is, when your opponent
once,
asks if you want water in real life, and you're like, oh yeah, go get me water, and then you're like,
and that is
your
again
models
10 wounds at -2.
I'm not saying do that, people. I'm not saying do that, but we all probably know someone that's done that.
So we're gonna fail a bunch of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I just have the sergeant.
I have a horrible favor to ask. I forgot to move my Apothecary. Would you mind if I move it?
I do not mind.
Thank you very much. And he is just going to do his advance because it's what he would have done otherwise. Anyways, I was just looking at my. I was like, "Where's my Apothecary?" Oh, oops. That's a little awkward. All right. Well, you know what's going to happen right now? That terrifying heavy bolter is going to shoot at your sergeant.
Okay. I think doesn't Sammael have other guns?
Oh, I forgot about the twin heavy bolter.
I don't think you shot me. Yeah.
I didn't shoot.
I 100% agree. I think the Salamander player is sitting here going, okay, I'll lose that one squad, whatever, because the Warsuits are still full powered. The Sicarians are still there. Everything that he needs to dismantle the Dark Angel players is not taking any shots.
Thunderfire to explode just yet.
They don't explode, do they?
No, I don't lose it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Super risky to deploy him randomly. I have reverts. So he'll say he's on 1.
Mm-hmm.
He'll at least require slightly more.
You get a feel no pain on that one fail, though, right?
Oh, you're right. Bam. No, okay. Well, we rolled a die.
Nope. Too tough.
All right. Yeah. So that's terrifying heavy bolter.
Well, I mean, something tells me this game is going to be pretty much decided by turn 2 or turn 3. I don't foresee this game going into the wee hours of the night. Both these lists have max damage output. I think we're going to see pretty clear cut. The Dark Angel player, he's got to roll them bones because he's going to be taking a lot of shots to the dome after this point. So we got to see what survives the counterpunch.
2 up, so it saves on a 4.
Of course, that being said, nothing would make me happier than to see some Dark Angel Deathwing Knights get up real close and start mass charging everything pulling in. Because
this scout squad,
they all have what's called the
Mace
of Absolution.
They're all in range of that.
Strength times 2, -2, flat 3 damage. Yeah, so if those things get in there close, they're just going to point, click, remove everything.
That'll be 20 shots with their bolt guns, thanks to bolter discipline.
Well, the Chapter Master only has 6 wounds. If he only got to fail 2 dice, and then the flat 3 damage base can remove a lot of stuff. Now that being said, I guarantee he's going to spend 2 CP to swing back.
7, looking for a 3. So I'll take 1.
Cool. You got 12 left on him?
I do. I count up.
Okay. I'm just updating their description to show the number remaining.
Oh, sure.
For my own
I wonder what he put that on.
Sanity.
Do you think he put that on the Thunderfire? On one of the Sicarians? Oh, he probably doesn't have range.
I wish if you
his Librarian is. Oh, no.
I guess you can. You have to.
I can't measure from Spectator.
Over real quick.
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of these models they still have the descriptions from 7th. So like you're looking at vehicles with like two hull points on them. You're just like, that's not right. All right, let's go with the Ravenwing Apothecary. He's going to shoot at this Intercessor over here. 2 shots. 2 shots.
Pro tip: if you're that confident your army's going to win in your turn, you just completely skip your psychic phase. Not a big deal.
Sammy.
Don't need it. Don't want it.
1 hit. Wounds on a 3. That is 1 wound at AP -3.
I would always take it. I was just joking. People always cast it. You know, if it just you always want every buff and every debuff that you could put on your opponent. I don't see any tokens, so I'm not sure if they actually did it or not.
Big blob of bikes.
And I didn't see a smite because you would assume there'd at least be a smite onto those intercessors.
So the big blob of bikes are going to put. Let's look at this right now. Okay, so just gotta make sure I do line of sight properly on this.
Well, let's see here.
Yeah, okay.
So the Dark
the
Angel player has Big Game Hunter. I don't think he's getting this turn.
So the front 5 are going to shoot
Recon?
into this squad here.
Question mark? I think he does have Recon.
Are going to shoot into this squad back here.
Yep, he's got Recon, and he's definitely got Old School. So he's going to get probably kill one. He's definitely killed one.
Okay.
He's going to get Recon, but it's going to be an overall low scoring turn. How do you feel about Big Game?
Sounds good. So without overcharging, that puts him to
It's
2.
kind of an interesting one.
So the back squad is going to supercharge because they have +1 to hit. No, they don't. Okay. They're not going to. So no one's going to supercharge here. So because I don't feel like losing bikes to kill Primaris. So the front 5 into that full squad here. They will be doing this on hitting on 3s, rolling 1s and 2s.
Correct.
And that's why I don't supercharge, because I will always roll at least 1 and 1 into another 1. And they'll be wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. All right, so that is 6 wounds at AP -3.
And that's the 4-person squad, right?
That's the 5-person squad.
Oh, okay. So this one right here?
But what do you think is going to survive the Salamander counterattack? That's going to be able to handle those tanks?
I didn't think they were in range.
Oh, no, you are in range. Okay. I forgot that it was on the... So yeah, they're just dead. All right, and then the 5 in the back into the 4-man this time.
Oh, that's right, because we'll just charge that unit.
Exactly. So I got my litany off. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s and 2s. Wound on 3s.
He just removed another 5-man squad.
So 7 wounds at AP -3. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look for a bunch of 6s. Nope.
There goes another one. Okay, wow, he's...
Right, and then
that looks like he's lost just about 4 squads.
Intercessor squad.
That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And what's
6s, and then you're top 5, right?
Yep.
But if you actually look at the deployment, I mean, are those Warsuits going to be able to get in there and do what they're supposed to do on the Salamander's turn to counter
Salamander
because he deployed them all really far away. I think I would have liked more of a sprinkling them all over your back line instead of a heavy on one side.
That's unfortunate.
Because remember, their vehicles, they're going to have to go around the building to get out of there. They can't just go through the building anymore. So he's going to need a lot of positions trying to maneuver his way around that line of sight blocking terrain piece. And
that's a 6. I will CP reroll the 1.
Cool.
And do a 5.
There it is.
That's a 10. So they have a 12-inch move on their charge.
So he got a 12-inch.
And they have an invuln because they boosted this turn, right?
They have an invuln against shooting.
Yeah, and it's a 4-up or a 5. I can never remember.
It's a 4-up against shooting.
Thank you.
We're under spectate mode. We don't have any power. No power here. It seems fair, though, based on our color commentary so far. They don't want to give us any kind of ability to do anything. Wow, he did a lot of damage turn 1. This will be very, very interesting. But geez, he's going to have all those heavy hitters just smacking him back.
They've got a. Just trying to stay within 9 inches of the chaplain to get that.
Yeah, I understand your intent.
The 6-inch pylon and consolidate.
But you don't have to swing with your actual weapon. You can use your fist. So he could try to get a wrap, get around there, lock him, just use his fists, just try to kill 1 or 2, and then put the salamander and the guy in a real tough position. But this is going to be really interesting. Remember, you don't always
Hitting on 3s. And wounding on 4s with his fists. 1 armor save for you.
Makes it.
Okay, and then I'm going to do their consolidate.
He's going to want to get a wrap. If he gets a, yeah.
3 to there, another 3 to there. Facing you and locking you in there with the bikes.
It looks, I don't think he wants to kill them all. I think he wants to just grab them, lock them, and go, okay, I'll kill you on your close combat phase. And then his bikes will be able to withstand a round of shooting. And it's actually interesting if you look at how he deployed his characters, because on Objective 5, his scouts are technically closer than his Apothecary, the Chaplain, and the Librarian, which means a lot of his shots are going to have to go into units that he cannot shoot.
I will get my.
So he could neuter his opponent's phase. Now, obviously, he's going to shoot the Thunderfires of the scouts, remove the scouts, but a closer unit is still going to be those Ravenwing Knights that are right there. So his shooting phase is going to be very lackluster if he's able to keep this squad alive.
These are 3s and 5s, right?
Yep.
Salamander. Oh, geez, 4 6.
Oh no, the bike that took a wound dies. Where'd he go?
What? They're 2 wounds apiece.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay, so I can't.
Yes, yeah. Space Marines do have an absurd amount of attacks now. Space Marine scouts are the most devastating thing in close combat, points for points. Scouts with close combat weapons are brutal.
Is not
+4, that's a fail, so they shall know no fear.
Like,
he's fine, just barely.
So if the aggressor already killed one, that means that the
Saves
Dark
himself
Angel
that
player
extra
must have
1
already
leadership on the sergeant.
swung with his bikes.
And then, oh, I'm sorry. Let's do your score.
Yeah,
did you
I got a
go?
kill, a hold, I got a recon, and an old school.
Excellent.
And then just moved in, yeah. He's going for the tri-point.
Yeah, so right now the only thing
Easily.
you should be able to shoot
Yep.
at is scouts.
Perfect. So that squad. So now he's actually managed to do what the one issue of screens can be, which is they can get tri-pointed, locked in combat, and then now how do you deal with this massive squad?
I have regrets
Because he does have the chapter master on a bike. He's still got his chaplain. He's got a couple librarians. But you know those bikes are still going to be absolute monsters to kill them all, because he has to kill them all, or he's going to bring in next turn at the end of his phase what we were discussing earlier. Those Deathwing Knights are coming right in there to charge everything. And kind of what I was saying about these Invictor Warsuits is they're just far away from the action, because you want to shoot them and then charge with them, because the flat 3 damage would remove those Black Knights so easily.
Charge into the forest, he has that -2 as well.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so that charge might not even be doable, because his butt can't get out of the thing, if that makes sense.
Yep. That makes sense.
Where are your?
I think you're right, but you're right. But at the point now where you're getting your units tri-pointed, you want those 5 attacks, being able to quickly and easily hit on 3s, wound on 2s, -3, flat 3 damage on those bikes, and just get those bikes out of here. Because if those bikes survive, like you were saying, with those Deathwing Knights, this is going to have a whole other can of worms next turn. Those bikes survive.
Even going to get within deny range.
But that being said, this is actually optimal for the Dark Angel player. I mean, this is what he wanted to do. He was able to accomplish it. I think he probably shouldn't have used or put his models so for the Salamander player shouldn't have put his assessors so far forward. But you know, Dark Angels are one of those armies that if you don't play very often, they're going to surprise you with some tricks.
Placement.
So that is an 11-inch charge.
Yes, sir.
That's the odds of that are not good. I don't know. Okay, I guess he's gonna go smash scouts instead. They should be an inch off the wall, so I should not be able to melee. Oh, I can just melee, right?
Yeah, you can just walk right up into them. I wasn't too careful with that. I expected them to either die to shooting or melee.
Oh,
it's an open ruin.
So 10.
Chat's asking if there's a totally muted commentator.
Wherever that ends up.
Audio issues. Fist in the air. Fist in the air.
A 2-inch charge, so it's a guaranteed charge.
Okay, how do we undo this cluster down here?
All right. Oh no, that might have been me.
Oh no, they're just
Oopsie
listening to me
daisies.
talk.
Oh no.
Poor
Well,
guys.
what a mistake.
I'm sorry, Chad. I really apologize.
Yeah, that's my
Everyone probably
bad.
just thinks I'm a crazy person rambling.
Yeah, it must have sounded bizarre. What is this guy talking about?
I had a lot of imaginary friends growing up, so I'm able to have multiple conversations with myself.
Yes. Yeah, so sorry about
Chad,
that,
you're
chat.
very
We were probably have to timestamp this part in the video. This is the part where everything makes sense.
Oh, I love it. As long as I'm not the one muted, like I'm not complaining. Like, it's okay. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm still being listened to. Like, but it's like, oh, cool. So I'm just an asshole who's rambling.
Sorry,
So.
advancing or just moving?
Sorry, I say advance because I played one. Just walking forward.
Okay, cool. Sorry. No, that's fine.
Ethan, hopefully you heard some good one-sided point of views on the matter. But we're we're gonna try to make it better.
Sorry, Trevi and I both played War Machine first, and advance means move forward, and run means advance.
So I'm going to set it back to the players here. See what they're talking. Looks like they're having a discussion.
For advancing as well, and that's just more from force of habit than anything else.
Yeah, it's really confusing when people are like, you said he was advanced. Did in fact say that.
Yeah, and if I don't see you roll a dice for any other model, it's fine. But because the bike's auto advance 6, I'm just like,
He's walking.
Yeah, so that's an issue Tsung and I have all the time because we used to play War Machine. And War Machine uses the advanced terminology just to refer to any move. So when your model like moves 6 inches forward, it's called an advance. But obviously advancing in 40k is a totally different thing, which is compounded by the issue that I think he and I both played in like 4th and 5th edition 40k, in which advancing was referred to as running. So we have our terminology all messed up. And so it looks like the players are just clearing up some confusion there. But that is an issue that he and I have both experienced in the past.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
They're going to they are actually going.
That's like the one big thing about 40k nowadays is, you have so many codexes and supplements and books and Psychic Awakening. There's just so many rules now that you have to memorize. And I'm actually really impressed with your ability, because you were going over stratagems and warlord traits for these armies, and I'm looking at it going, well, they have some Terminators, I see, and
they are angels and they are dark. Yeah,
I haven't seen those played since their codex came out in early 8th edition.
Well, like I said, it helped that I did a list breakdown video, so I actually went through all the stratagems for these guys beforehand. So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm a little bit pre-prepared.
Can I ask a
oh yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a personal question to my fellow commentator? Why wasn't I invited to do a list breakdown? I'm running the only Xeno armies in this entire event, and I got nothing.
It's Triptide, man. Nobody wants to hear about Triptide. Get out, play Farside Enclaves, and then we'll talk about you.
It's updated. Triptide.
It's got one broadside.
And one of my trips, I had extra points, so I could justify 10 more drones. Of course. That being said, Richard Sigler's list just dropped of how he's running his new Tau. It is basically my list with 15 more drones. So I'm not running his list. His list is more droney than mine.
That sounds very.
So I want to put that out there.
Sure. So, just speaking of enormous numbers of rules in 40k, Ethan had a question in the chat whether the Deathwing Knights can drop off the land speeders. Unfortunately, they can't. The combined assault stratagem requires you to drop off of bikers. So, but Curie does have this Ravenwing Apothecary hiding in the back here that he's going to use to. If he needs to, if these guys, probably non-zero chance they get blown up, but he can double move this guy almost anywhere on the table and drop off of him. So, yep.
You know what?
He's got an ace in the hole.
I don't think he's too worried about his speeders right now. Those bikes are going to be an absolute monster to try to remove. They all have, I think they all have storm shields too. Actually, no, I think only a few of them have probably storm shields. But they are just going to be an absolute monster to try to pull out. Because you got to kill them all. Because I guarantee you, he's going to spend 2 CB, automatically passes his morale. Even worst case scenario, 1 survives. And though he's still going to have to deal with 10 deep striking Terminators next turn.
Yeah, one thing that
8.
one thing that Tsung has to be worried about here is if he starts, pouring time and energy into killing these guys, he does have to kill something. He does have the Thunderfires that can kill some scouts, but Curie's done a good job of keeping them pretty safe from the big guns. Although I imagine that this Invictor is gonna. Oh, he already moved, I guess. So he might not actually be flanking. Oh, there's a unit of scouts in this building. Oh yeah, so they're getting annihilated. Oh, sorry guys.
Get shot at, charged, but I don't think he really cares at
Rip.
this point. I think, and kind of like when I was talking to myself for the first hour of this game, as I was saying, was this game is going to be decided in the first couple of turns. I think if he's able to weather the storm, he's going to put a lot of pressure on the Salamander backfield. The Warsuits, as you can tell, only 1 has moved towards the Knights, and he's moved 2 towards objective 1. He's moving a lot of Warsuits away from where the battle's going to be fought. I would have rather seen those Warsuits get ready to go into the turn 2 counterattack.
Yeah, on the flip side, though, if Curie wants to drop those Deathwing Knights right up in the middle of this castle, and if they got on the Warsuits, they're going to kick the crap out of the Warsuits. They have to engage them and not kill them for the Warsuits to hit back really hard. So it might not be the worst thing that he has these units that are probably never going to be engaged by Deathwing Knights and can come in and punch them later on, because they do massively out-threat the danger zone of the Deathwing Knights.
100%.
It's a 22-inch with the flamethrower. So if those Knights come in anywhere in here and the Invictors, can come in and counterpunch them, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world.
But weren't you saying that how all the Dark Angel characters have very aggressive guns that are able to effectively remove stuff?
Yeah,
I don't think those Invictors want to get into a shootout with
with assault cannons.
Dark Angel characters. Characters.
Especially assault cannons, I think.
I think it's very interesting. Like I said, I do not personally play Salamanders. I'm more of a Raven Guard player. So he obviously knows a lot more than I do. But I know that as a Space Marine player, when I'm seeing this kind of pressure on my main force, generally you want to flood in as many reinforcements as you can, because I think this game is going to be decided on objective 4, not objective 1.
Oh, 100%. Yep, I agree. Ethan, looks like you're off to play your own game, so good luck. Ethan's also in the T5S2 tournament, so he's playing a very cool Nurgle Demon combo list, which is...
I'll see you in the next bracket. Hope you like Richard Sigler's semi-list.
I think that'd actually be an interesting matchup. I think he might be able to tank you. I don't know. His list is very difficult to kill.
I'm going to lose this next match, and hopefully you'll let me help commentate, and I can bitch and complain about every other player and how I'm better than them.
Oh, I should have won. It was all dice.
I could get all the hate chat, and it'll be delightful.
So just reroll the...
Glarify, Terminator has to drop within 6. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. He can drop within 6 as long as he stays within 6 of a biker unit. So even if these guys die, he has a Ravenwing Apothecary that can double move almost anywhere on the table to drop those guys in. So Curie's got a lot of resilience in his plan here, and I imagine that we're going to see a charge on those Deathwing or on these Sicarians back here from those Deathwing next turn. Interesting.
I'm super
interesting stratagem here. Tsung's screening his tanks with his characters. It's not something you see every day.
Well, when all of your screen gets blown up on the turn, you're kind of running out of options.
Yeah.
What's interesting, if you actually look, he moved all of his eliminators onto the other side of the wall. Now, obviously, he wants to go for the more direct shots because he wants to put as much as he can. But if he's unable to do a lot of damage with them, he just gave his opponent. Because remember, bikes can't go through walls, but they can go through models that move through walls. So that's going to be real interesting. That he's I think he's going. He has to hold the line this turn, and I think he sees that.
Well, I think So he wants to get those mortis round shots on these land speeders. He doesn't want to shoot them with the piddly little executioners, that are shooting for 1 damage -2 or whatever. Like, who cares about that? But the mortis rounds can really tune up the land speeders. You're wounding on 4s, 3s, down to 3s if you use the officer to give them +1 to hit and wound, and then proccing an additional mortal wound on a 5+. That's going to be, potentially a lot of damage. Like, these 2 units of eliminators could blow up one of these land speeders straight up.
But their weapons are heavy, if I remember correctly, correct?
They are. So they are going to be -1, but he's probably going to give them the +1 to hit with the sergeant. So he's going to shoot 4 shots, but he's got the +1 to hit, and he has Salamanders. He's got a 1 reroll in there for each unit. So it actually is, I think, fairly reliable still.
The free Master Artisans is delightful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never go wrong with a reroll.
The shocking part to me playing against them is how good the ignoring AP1 is. Because as soon as a lot of these guns turn into AP1 as soon as Devastator Doctrine is over, and so none of these heavy bolters have an AP value anymore. That's a lot of shots that he's just going to shrug off with like 2+ and 3+ armor saves. That's crazy resilience. It's going to be real strong.
Oh, look at those scouts getting pulled off the
board. Boom. I wonder if they were actually at the top of the building there. Looks like there's another unit in the bottom, so potentially they were. I think they were. Taking some shots at intercessors.
I like how they're using the exact same board for their casualty pile.
Yeah.
Like, that's considerate of them.
Yeah. Just so they can keep track.
Yeah. The front unit is within range. It's like 59.8.
So it looks like we have the Thunderfire Cannons shooting into the scouts here just to pick up some kills.
Yeah, you're just out with.
That's what they do.
I wonder
He's going to pull them off the objective.
I wonder if Tsung's actually going to be able to equal Curie on kills this turn. It looks like he's killed 3 scout units already. Is that right?
He's already killed. Yeah, he's already killed 3. He only lost 3 complete units on his shooting phase, so he's already gonna get killed more most likely.
Interesting.
But when you're looking at 1 or 2 points bonus in turn 1, when this game is going to be decided by what's going to happen on turn 2, I don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things. If your opponent outkills you or outscores you on turn 1, especially not when you're looking at all this hate that he still has in his deployment zone. But that being said, that counterattack by all of his characters, which they're all going in, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And I wonder. Yeah. That said, there is something to be said for these aggressive lists. They want to get a big bump up on score early because they usually tend to peter out turn 3 or 4, and the defensive list ends up having the advantage in those rounds. But so if you're able to steal a kill more point from this hyper aggressive alpha strike list, that's actually a really big deal because these are the turns when this list wants to get most of its points.
Oh yeah, well I mean you're 100% right, but I don't see this game going until turn 4. Because the Salamander player is going to remove all of the Dark Angel player's scoring units on his objectives. But you can target your opponent's stuff in their backfield, fine and dandy. But you still have to deal with 9-man bike squad still there, and then the Terminator's dropping down next turn in your deployment zone. Because next turn, if these characters aren't able to wipe that squad, I think he's going to lose all his characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to get hit, and then he still has his reinforcements for his Talonmaster, and he's going to start grabbing all those Primus Eliminators. He's just going to basically start cleaning out his entire backfield.
Right.
But you know, like I said, and I hate to sound like a rewinded record, I think I would have liked to see at least one more of those Warsuits beeline over to Objective 4. I think you're going to want to.
I wonder if he wanted the
Warsuits
in this building, or one of them in the building right here, right in the building on the Salamander's right-hand flank. I forgot that only I can see my cursor.
So
the building that the Eliminators were in, because then it's not in danger of all these plasma guns killing it. But if anything drops in, it is in range to counterattack.
Correct. And then you can always off-spec scan with them. Actually, no, they're not.
No, they have to be infantry. Oh man!
I think I would.
Could you imagine? Oh my god,
that's so good. I think I would have rather seen one of the Warsuits go in between the far right Sicarian and the line of sight blocking terrain pieces in that backfield.
Yes.
By the Thunderfires, just to be able to get that good counter punch.
Yes.
Because I'm just such a firm believer of an Invictor, not only in the shooting phase, but in the close combat phase.
Yeah.
I mean, I play Eldar, and I've had those things shoot at one unit, remove, charge another unit, and remove, and then blow up and remove another unit. I think those things are just so lethal.
Salamander.
Yep.
And then this is on a 2. I will be super greedy. Okay, well, that's fine.
And I think the Dark Angel player is
looking
at this and being like, well, I kind of knew I was going to lose some scouts.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Eliminators knock the Librarian out.
Yep, that's
wow. Good. That's those Mortis rounds getting work done there.
Yeah, no,
that's intense.
Yeah.
I wonder if...
Okay, so we're moving to charge.
He probably went for the Librarian because it's a much easier kill, but I wonder if the Chaplain wasn't the call. You can... The -1 to hit is annoying. But the reroll hits is good too. But I mean, the Chaplain provides reroll hits in melee anyway, and gives +2 charge to those Deathwing Knights, right?
I agree. I don't know if that was the right choice. I think at this point in the game, you kind of have to, I'm not trying to say you have to Hail Mary, but you have to kind of get some good kills on your side.
So
and
we have
probably the Chaplain.
We have the Chapter Master going in right now. Rolled a 3-inch charge. Good thing he's right next to his target.
Yeah, that happens more than I think people would want to admit.
Yeah. It looks like so we did have in the psychic phase, we didn't talk about the Salamander psychic phase. I believe he smited one knight to death, and then he got his Might of Heroes and his +1 toughness onto the captain, so he is going to be at that toughness 9 -1 to wound. So none of these models, they do have a Thunder Hammer, I think, right? But besides the hammer, none of them can actually wound this guy.
Well, some of them have the Corvus hammer, which is +1 strength.
Yep.
So they are strength 5.
So
but I mean,
get one in
Mighty
on
Heroes.
Sixes. Yeah, I think it's the Sergeant, who I imagine is the banner guy, and he's far away. I don't know if he's going to get to swing on the Chapter Master.
Well, the Hunt Master, I think, is the Sergeant, right? He's
right.
In the back.
Yeah, it's
one.
the guy on the.
A few of the guys have them.
Oh, okay, do that.
A few of the guys have them. But still, a Chapter Master on a bike with Mighty Heroes is.
Oh yeah, they do have hammers. Actually, they all have hammers, so they're all going to be +1 strength. Okay, so they could wound on 6s. Still, I don't think he's super worried about that. I don't think he's worried about some of these guys killing 1/6s.
He needs one bike to survive to get that drop in. But obviously, the more that survive, the better. So this will be interesting.
So who do you swing with first here? I think if he swings with the Chapter Master, whichever he swings with, probably kills the other one out of fighting between the Chapter Master and the Chaplain. But the Chaplain has, if you get greedy, the Chaplain on average probably only kills 1 or 2, and then that leaves enough room for the Chapter Master to still get in and probably wipe the majority of the unit. But if that Chaplain kills 3 models, that Chapter Master is out of luck.
I think you have to swing with the Chapter Master first, which,
Yeah.
Because you also don't want your opponent to interrupt.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate he couldn't get farther in with that Chaplain because... I don't know if he has a jump pack on his Chaplain, actually. So he might not be able to jump over models.
You can find a Chaplain with a jump pack in Tabletop Sim, guys.
Does not have a jump pack on his Chaplain. I think everything is modeled correctly in this list. Although these librarians might have staves instead of swords. So I just lied. So it looks like we're going to Chapter Master first. So let's see what he can do.
Yep. Well, he's what, 7 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything.
He's only at 6 right now, right? Because he's only got the Might of Heroes.
Yeah, 5, 6. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
2s. Okay, yeah, 2s is better.
Ooh.
6.
Lottie, everyone.
A big old 6 wounder there from the Chapter Master.
2 saves, though.
2 saves. That's
2 saves.
solid. Yep, and there he goes, pulls the Chaplain out of, and this Intercessor. Not that I think that's going to matter.
Nope, but that's huge though, because I would have probably positioned those Chaplains on the other side, try to go as far as because that was exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you do have a Salamander reroll in the bank, right, on that Chaplain. So could you potentially reroll successful wound rolls with that? Where is it?
I killed 1 to shoot him, right?
Yeah,
Conceivably? Question mark?
I don't know what the wording is. So I might have gotten greedy, got with that Chaplain first. Try to get 2, and then get the Chapter Master into the rest of the unit. If he gets that, he wipes the unit easy.
Yeah, I think he also expected to roll more than a 3 on the charge. Let's be real honest here.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
I'm pretty confident he wanted that Bike Master to get
he wanted that out in front of those Intercessors for sure.
And the funny thing is, you can't blame bad dice rolling because it's an algorithm. So I always like to blame my dice for being god awful.
Right.
But then you look at it, you go, God, it's an algorithm. Shit. I can't complain.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of 1s rerolled into 1s on this Tabletop Simulator dice roller though, so I don't know.
Well, that's just a really spiteful modder that did that.
Yeah.
So they're all AP1. These are 1 damage each. The 6s are D3 damage.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna roll
Got some pretty strong wounds from coming back on those Intercessors there. Yikes!
Oh, I think they're -1.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
-1 damage, but has a special. What's the special on? They're the hammers.
It looks like a 6-up. The players were just saying a 6-up deals D3 damage instead of 1.
That's fair enough.
Which is, I mean, that's good against Intercessors for sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like a base weapon for them. Yeah.
So you fail 1, so that's just 2 guys dead.
Woof! There goes 3.
There goes. Oh!
There goes all
wow!
Of them.
Oh no!
You still have the.
Oh, and the bikes are free. Is he within? Can he consolidate?
2 guys total. Because you failed 3 normal ones, which are 1 damage each, and then you failed 1 that's D3 damage.
Oh, it looks like Tsung actually way overpulled from that unit, so I think he's good. Yeah, I was like, wow, that is a shocking amount of damage that just happened right there.
So I am going to spend.
I'm like, he's aware they have 2 wounds apiece, right? Like he's.
Yeah.
That sounds like a thing you want to do.
Ooh, so here we see the Ravenwing trickery coming out. It looks like Curie's spending the 2 CP to move after he fights. So he could potentially get. Oh man, he could get back in the corner here if there's a space to drop those Deathwing. Oh no!
Can I comment on that? Oh, he's going back. Interesting. I'd put him right next to that. Right next to that Sicarian.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he doesn't have the space between the Eliminators right in the front here to drop a unit. That is a big meaty unit. All those Terminators. So
activation on them, so you can pile in and move with them, and consolidate with them if you want to get closer.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was it really worth the 2 CP? I mean, he only has 2 left now.
Well, see, it was like we were talking about earlier, although I might have been cut off at this point, so who knows if anybody heard it. If the bikers don't kill these guys, right, then they have to fall back out of melee. And so they're not going to be really doing much anyway. So spending a 2 CP, it basically just gives you a free fallback, right?
And I just killed.
And these guys all have 2 plasma shots apiece. Like, they can blast an Eliminator unit, which is probably worth. And potentially charge the other one. Like, they could kill both Eliminator units right now.
I think I just have 1.
Now, what's really interesting
it's 1.5 right now. We'll figure it out at the end of the game. So the Librarian
there's a lot of models still left on the Salamanders board. He's got 4 characters right there. He's still got all his Thunderfires. He still has some of his Assessors. He still has his Warsuits, which are hanging out in the back. I think the Dark Angel player is going to have to really do good target priority here to try to maximize his damage, because you do not want to be caught out in the open and then have to take 2 Sicarians
as soon as I rolled the wheel, I'm like,
or 3 Warsuits.
All right, so let's. All right, so I don't like that bike chapter master, but
this is about to be a really cool game.
I know, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I don't know where these Deathwing guys come in. If they want to come in the back and tie up those guns, that seems like the highest EV play. But then they're not in range of the Chaplain.
I don't think he's going to be able to even tie anything up in the backfield, because remember, he still has to be, what you said, 6 inches away?
Right.
Isn't there still some kind of limitation to how close you can put him towards your opponent?
Yeah, 6 inches, yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're looking, those bikes are actually going to block a lot of his deployment for those Terminators.
Yep.
It looks like he's probably going to have to put them in the building in front of the characters and in front of the Assessors, and then he's still going to have to make that 6-inch charge. That's why I'm not 100% sure you should have blown all those 2 CP. I would have.
I'm so
excited. Want to be able to reroll a charge.
I love that Tsung's in here just baiting with this chapter master. Like, go ahead, drop those Deathwing Terminators in, frickin' charge him, man. Let's have a Thunderhammer fight and see what happens. You're rooting me on 6s. That's so good.
Pro tip: don't charge the chapter master.
Don't
with
fight that
heroes
guy.
On him.
That's another big
Don't
deal,
fight
actually.
him.
Now that we're talked about it, that's another big deal. About these Eliminators killing that Libby. There's no smite on this table anymore for the Dark Angels. They have no mortal wound output on that guy. There is a non-zero chance that model just runs rampant through this Dark Angels army.
Well, it's still only toughness 6.
He's toughness 9 right now, bro.
I thought, no, the Mighty Heroes only adds 1 to it.
Yeah, but so he has a Warlord trait for +2. He has +1 from the Drakeskin ability and +1 for Might of Heroes. He's at 9.
Oh,
and he's -1 to wound. Incredible. Mr. Charash in chat, how's it going? Thanks for joining us today. We're playing some tournament games on Tabletop Simulator for the T5S2 tournament to win a Chaos Army. Very exciting. We should know, too, if anybody is interested in joining, who's in the chat here, you can hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/tacticaltortoise, and you can drop us a line, and we can add you to the next pod of the tournament. I don't know if we'll have a prize for that one. It probably won't be as impressive, but we have enough people interested to run another pod. We're just running ITC tournaments here, just pairing based on wins and see who's undefeated at the end.
Hopefully everyone got their stimulus checks. I mean, why is there not prize support for an event? I do have to give you credit, though. I am in 3 other tournaments right now, and I've already completed 2, so actually 5 altogether. And you're the only one that actually has prize support.
Well, there you go.
All the other ones are bragging rights.
Yeah. I think if people like this enough, I think I'd like to make it a league. Where it's it's scored and you keep track of your points throughout the season. I think that would be really cool. We'll see if people stay interested once the quarantine is over, but that time will tell. I think.
End of the movement.
I'm actually very that's a very good point. I'm actually interested to see how the player base will react, because I think the ability to play any army in practice at any time when you're in sweatpants, not that people don't wear sweatpants when playing 40K at a gaming store. Don't stop doing that, people. But I mean, the fact that you can sit home and relax with a drink and get on Discord and still knock out competitive 40K games, I think you're still going to see a community that's going to survive after the quarantine. I mean, just the fact that you can play people from all over the world, different meta lists. Like, for example, in my meta out here in Nebraska, we don't have any Salamanders players. We don't have any Dark Angel players. So this is really cool to be able to see what the tricks and the trades are, instead of me having to go to LVO and get destroyed when I face a brand new list.
You're scrambling to Google what your opponent's army does before your game starts.
And you're in Vegas, you're getting yelled at, the
Yeah.
CP app goes down, everyone's pissed. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah, and plus, Tabletop Simulator is pretty beautiful because it lets you play anything you want. So you can enter a tournament with all sorts of bizarre lists that you wouldn't play normally, because they're expensive or they haven't been play tested enough yet. Little spoiler alert for the next Batrep that's going to go on Tactical Tortoise. I played 9 Tyrannocytes yesterday in a game. That is something I would not do in real life. But
Why?
I almost tabled a Space Marine army with them, so that was pretty good.
You're a glutton of punishment, aren't you?
Yeah, so the secret tech, I'll reveal some secret tech on stream here. The secret tech is you play them in High Fleet Jormungandr, which has a psychic power that lets you pick anything in line of sight, regardless of range. And anything that comes in from reserve gets full rerolls against it. And each of those 100-point Tyrannocytes shoot 5d3 strength 8 shots. And they can deep strike, so you just deep strike 5 or so in, and they blow whatever is the scariest thing off the table. And then you rinse and repeat next turn, and hope that gives you enough momentum to win.
Now, how much money would that cost you if you were to try this?
That's a good $500 or $600 on the Tyrannocytes, I think.
And I'm not even talking China Forge.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I mean, fortunately they're plastic, but they are plastic melons. And that's a lot of material. So we do have the Deathwing Knights dropping in here with the combined assault stratagem. Looks like the Ravenwing, the Black Knights move back to screen the characters. That's an interesting play rather than just jamming them in. But I wonder if Curie is just interested in wrapping some models here. Like he could charge into the Bite Captain and the Intercessors, kill the Intercessors, wrap either this Intercessor in the back or the Bite Captain with the Terminators, and just hope he goes off like that. He does have +2 inches of charge and the extra consolidate from the Chaplain. So,
and like I was saying, he didn't really get a great location for his Deathwing Knights. I think, and actually, funny story, true story. Probably moving those Eliminators up there did probably deny quite a bit of range that he was looking to maybe put those Knights or those Deathwing Knights on the side and then push it over there.
And interestingly,
that was a really good play.
I think them being in front of the wall here, although it doesn't matter as much, but they are effectively untrappable from if the Black Knights wanted to swing over this way and try to wrap them again, because they just go through the wall and the Black Knights can't chase them. He doesn't really have a recourse for that. One thing that we did get a little bit wrong, there actually is a psychic presence on the table for the Dark Angels. We have Hector Rex teleporting in with his Terminator armor.
There it is, the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor. He's ready to ask some questions of these Salamanders. What are you guys doing? Over here.
You weren't actually wrong, because when we made that statement, there was no Psyker on the table at that point in time. So remember, you don't give chat blood, because he will run with it.
Technically correct, the best kind of correct. So it looks like he's cast one of his powers on the
so if you just hover over it now, it says what it is.
On the Chapter Master here, it's a mental interrogation. I think that's a -1 to hit. From Hector Rex there.
Can't beat that. Funny thing, I love the Inquisitor ability to bring into Imperial lists, because their orbital bombardment for I think it's a little bit more. It's 4 CP, but it's 2d6. Tau players cry about that. So I'm glad I'm not facing that list, because you can really blow up some drones. They actually have decent warlord traits. They have decent stratagems. They have good abilities, and they're relatively cheap. So if you don't mind the -1 CP to be able to get one in your army and being able to pay the points for them, they're great. They're great for a lot of armies out there, because it also gives you a denial, which can always be huge. Because something tells me he's not going to want Mighty Heroes to go off next turn.
Yeah. You're good. Yeah, and Hector Rex is he's a tough bull boy. He's a Terminator armor with a Storm Shield. I don't know if those Eliminators, if they survive this turn, are gonna be able to, take him out. And there's a lot of beef between him and the rest of the Salamanders army.
I think he's going to lose a lot of his character, or a lot of his. The Eliminators are gone, the Assessors are gone, but I think he's going to have to really decide internally, does he want to put it towards the Smash Captain on the bike, or the Smash Chapter Master, or does he finally go for the nougat into the background and get the Sicarians? Because it's tough. He's got a target-rich environment.
I have to imagine that mental interrogation on the Chapter Master is kind of Curie saying, "Hey man, I'm not going to kill that guy. He's impossible to wound. He has a 3+ invulnerable save. We'll just try to mitigate the damage as much as possible." He's already -1 to hit for his Thunderhammer. He's going to be an additional -1 to hit for that psychic power, and hopefully he just doesn't deal enough damage against the storm shields on the Terminators here.
I would love to see the Invictor by the Sicarian go down this turn. I'd love to get that pressure pulled off the Dark Angel player. I'd like to see him hopefully maybe bracket one of those Sicarians. But he still has to deal with the Chaplain and the other Psyker, because he's got two Sally. He's got a Sally Librarian back there, and then just a Librarian. So he's gonna have to pick what he wants to remove.
Yeah.
Because the Salamanders can still punch back, and they punch hard. But now he's no longer in Devastator Doctrine, so I think he's tactical now. Is that right?
Yep.
Tactical turn 2.
So
he's looking at
like we said, that's that gives +1 to wound on the Invictor's Flamers because of the Salamander Super Doctrine, and it affects the autocannons on the Sicarians. So they are going to be an additional +1 for the next 2 rounds as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's going to matter because, well, it will tear up the Black Knights here pretty hardcore. I think he's set up pretty well to be wrapped by the Terminators, so I think that's what Curie's going to go for, and just try to hammer through his army next turn because he's protecting all his characters in the back that are going to be dealing damage.
Yeah, but he also wants to be putting pop shots into those Librarians, and he can't do that until he gets rid of that troop unit right in front of him.
So he Assault Cannon into the first Thunderfire.
It looks like he's shooting at Thunderfires right now, actually. So you're going to try to take the ability to reach out and touch these scout units away.
There we go. What did he hit him with? Is the assault
this is assault cannons on the Talonmasters.
And it's dead.
Ooh. Peace.
Yikes. That was aggressive. Calm down. I don't know if it will be relevant, but those Thunderfires are vehicles, so they count towards Big Game Hunter as well, which is cool.
Yep. But he's still 7 points away, I think. Oh no, he actually shot the wounded one, so he has only 4 points towards Thunderfires right now.
Yeah, they're at 4 wounds each. There's not a lot going on those guys, so you have to really stack up a bunch of different kills in order to score that secondary for sure.
Oh, he's targeting the Primus, the Primus Assessors in the backfield there by the Sicarian.
Yeah, that is. I think that's TseungTsu's last. Engineer squad. So like we talked about before, if he just plows through those engineers, he's going to deny TseungTsu 4 secondary points and really be, if this becomes a tight game, which I think there's a non-zero chance that it does, that's an entire denied secondary that's going to be a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. God, I absolutely love the automatic dice roller. It makes the game so much quicker when you're just pulling stuff through it. We had an event we were in where we actually had to manually roll the dice, and I got into not a peeing competition with the TO, but I wanted to visually show them that this was a faster way to do it. Funny story, it knocked 20 to 30 minutes of time off each game. So use the dice rollers, or they're so quick and efficient.
Yeah, I do wish that we had a dice calculator. I have one on my phone that I use, and that for big ol' attacks that really speeds things up. Like if I'm swinging with 20 Gene Stealers, I just want to hit 3 buttons and know how many wounds I did. The dice roller having to click and drag does add a little bit of time. I think that could get shaved off, but it is nice to have the manual roll. Function on TTS is a little funky. Yeah.
Just hitting the R button a bunch.
Oh my gosh!
That Dark Angel player is causing a lot of hits and wounds.
These assault cannon shots are brutal. We're just wounding every time with these guys. Oh, maybe that roll was not so good. Sammael saving the day though.
Yep.
4 wounds at -2.
So he's got one guy left. There goes the Thunderfire. Well, Thunderfires are useless.
That's those big boy shots.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you still get those tech marines, which is nice because they're going to keep the vehicles alive, which is pretty insane. But it is, it does raise the question: why aren't they behind this wall or one of these walls on the sides?
So with those Thunderfires gone, look what's safe on objective 3 and 2. He's now going to be able to hold 2.
Sure, the Apothecary's just going to make a shot.
Yeah, and that I think that secures him hold more for probably the rest of the game. So in addition to killing the engineers, that's gonna be an enormous swing on points.
So why I'm not a fan of a Invictor Warsuit sitting on an objective, because that's a lot of points to invest in objective 1, because he has to decide does he lock objective 1 with the second Warsuit and push the damage 1 towards objective 3, because at that point you're moving 270 points towards your opponent's backfield and not towards the massive amounts of stuff that's now in your deployment zone.
Right.
I'm seeing a lot of
that
damage
said,
here.
there is a lot of guns on those guys. Non-zero chance that, with their powers combined, these two Warsuits at the top, they take these 5 scouts off of number 3, and they deny that for Curie for the rest of the game. I don't think that that Tsung's got any way to kill these guys on number 2 though, and that's going to be really tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's interesting that Curie hasn't strung anyone back to 5. I guess he is afraid of those Warsuits though, so maybe that does make sense actually.
I think he's in the mindset of I have to break him on objective, and which is kind of what I said last round. I think you go all in, you break your opponent's backfield, and the game's over.
Yep.
I think the Salamander play is playing for the long game. I think the Dark Angel player is going, let's see if this goes to turn 3.
AP -4, 2 damage each. That's just the squad dead.
So
Ignoring cover.
Right? Oh, you ignore cover. That's right. So you kill both.
Oof.
Oop, there's another.
No
He's now killed 3 things this battle round.
And then the last 2 guys into that.
Yeah, looks like 4.
Those Thunderfire guns count.
4 because he's got that single intercessor from last turn.
That was the single one.
Yeah, that was the one guy left. There's the other. Yeah, that's the big downside of putting those Eliminators out in the open is they are not that hard to kill. Turns out they're only 2 wounds.
And they're
2-4.
I think they're just under 100 points for 3.
They are 72, 24 points a model, I believe.
Sure.
I think he gave them
Chaplain Master
additional stuff too, though. That's is that worth trading for a Psyker? We'll see.
Yeah, he rolls all hits because he's Chapter Master.
So 2. Big number to go wound.
2 wounds.
Yeah, I wonder. This is a matchup where it doesn't feel like those Eliminators are the most important because there's so much firepower that's so lethal to them. As soon as they want to get their Mortis rounds to kill Space Marine characters, which I think you have to, the Executioner rounds aren't really going to do anything. As soon as you pop your head out, there's a bunch of plasma bullets hitting you. So I think it's probably to be expected that they get taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm seeing Space Wombat roll a lot of 1s.
3 up save. You're good.
And then
There's the final
That's
one.
the last one gone. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Choose ammo when you shoot with him.
Yep, so he'll shoot mortars. 6 to hit.
Ooh.
Salamander will roll. Nope, that was missed. I think that's all my shooting. All my overlords. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Sorry, give me 1 second.
No worries.
Oh, he's going for the charge.
Here we come. Oh, that was the shooting from the Salamanders, actually. A lot of random bolter pop shots going at those Deathwing Terminators.
Looks like he's just going to charge everything. I will be right back. 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not within 12.
He's out of range. Yep. Okay. Good. Live. I think.
Yeah, it was just into the Eliminator, the Intercessors.
No, so I have a stratagem that does weird. If you have Codex up, it's Born Protect.
Yeah, so we're measuring for Born Protectors right now. in case the Deathwing player accidentally procced a free Overwatch from one of these units in the back, but I don't think he did.
So Born Protectors gives you the...
So I think I'm actually going to do it with the... How many seats?
Okay. I can definitely tell when you come back and the table's not flipped, the game's still going. That's nice.
Yeah, nobody's had a flip out yet. We are potentially seeing some chicanery going on.
Some what?
Some chicanery.
Right, so they get +2 to this.
Is that a euphemism for something? What are we discussing here?
So the Deathwing
that won't even get in.
Knights declared charges on everything.
Oh yeah, I guess I do. All right.
We got it back from.
We took some time to measure for Born Protectors for the Salamanders to see if any of the big dudes in the back could potentially get Overwatch. I don't think that Tsung elected to use it, but I think there was a consideration that he use it on the Intercessors because it makes wrapping them a lot more awkward because they can intervene into you.
Interesting. So it looks like he made the charge.
Yeah, it's he's looking for a 4-incher. I think he looks like he rolled it exactly. So don't overdo it there, Curie.
Show off. What a show. Showboater.
Showboater, yeah.
All right, and then the Deathwing Ancient is going to...
Well, by turn 2, we're finally going to see a Warsuit in action.
We're gonna,
Very excited to see.
I wonder if that is coherent in between those terms. Oh, there we go. Okay, looks like he spotted it. All right, good. Clean play going on Tabletop Simulator today. Love it.
I mean, you can see all the measurements very easily. Come on, people.
That's true. Yeah, we got 4 people in this room watching these players like a hawk.
Okay.
Nobody's.
That being said, two of us do not have access to a tape measure.
That's true, but we do have access to their Discord, so
Right.
Yeah,
we can blow them up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was declared as a target of the charge, and so regardless of whether you heroic intervene or not. Okay.
So we're discussing heroic intervention on the Chaplain here.
3 inches. Sorry, 3 inches.
Not the best model to heroically
No,
intervene.
it's always 3 inches for a heroic intervention.
Oh, very exciting.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if there's probably not a way that he makes the wrap harder, but it looks like he's trying. So definitely bases that guy. Yeah, I think they're trying.
I mean, you declared it, so the intention is there.
I don't know how he's going to be able to accomplish the wrap. Try to get the 2 Primus Successors in the center. I mean,
yeah, it might be tough. So he looks like he's based here and he's based here. He might just swing and try to kill the Chaplain. Oh, but the Chaptermaster's got that weird oblong base. He's got to base him in the back, otherwise he just backs right out.
Did he charge the Chaplain? Can he target?
He did.
The Chaplain
Yeah,
right
he
now?
did declare the Chaplain as a target.
Okay.
He was out of range to get into it, but huh.
Because he's going to have distance issues.
Yeah.
Between the Chaplain and the Assessor.
Oh, he does have the extra consolidate though. So no, actually, I think he's fine. Except this guy's based, so this guy can't move. He's got to kill the Chaplain to get around the Chapter Master. These guys have to swing here, I believe.
It's not like the whole game is determined on this.
Yeah, it's definitely not like those guys are absolutely going to die in a fire if they don't wrap right now.
Listen, Space Marines are a very forgiving army. Chad. Listen, they can easily come back from this. It's okay.
Everything's fine. It's all fine now. Salamanders don't have trouble wounding. No, they're bad at wounding toughness 4 models.
Terrible. Yeah, terrible.
Oh my gosh. Interesting. Well, we'll see how it goes. I believe in the +3 inches of consolidation. I think he can do it.
I think he has to kill the Chaplain.
Yeah. So yeah, and every time my plan is predicated on killing a Space Marine Chaplain, I always have you know, there's always an off chance that your opponent makes 80% of their 4+ invulnerable saves and you lose the game.
Correct.
You know?
So 2 wounds at AP -2.
And that is, oh, it looks like we're at the Eliminator here. Oh, yeah, he's super dead.
And it's flat 3 damage.
Yeah, just remove them.
Looks like the Eliminators have been eliminated.
So then that'll be
Well,
16
we're
swings
going to
into
have some
Intercessor.
sweet Storm Shield on Storm Shield action here. I'm very excited.
We're rolling 1s because Sammael is within 6 of the unit. And wounding on 2s. So okay, if you can roll 8 5 ups.
That's a few hits.
I got feel no pain behind it. I'm gonna
Looks like this is on the Intercessors.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Opted not to roll out all of the Feel No Pains for some reason. So thank you, players, for saving us 10 straight minutes
so
of
now
rolling
the
tries around
2
roll
swings
6s.
into the Chaplain.
Oh. So he's splitting his
Yeah.
attacks. I do think with the extra consolidate, he can back up around the Chaplain now that those Intercessors are dead. So I think he's probably got it, I think.
And 2.
He's about to smash that Chaplain.
Right, all that on your
Yep.
Rosarius.
He just
All right,
smashed that
Rosarius.
Chaplain.
Oh,
9
no.
damage total. He might live.
Chaplain's out.
Oh, he could live through with the Feel No Pain.
They have 4
No,
wounds.
not quite. Not
They
quite.
have 4 wounds, sir.
Hey, man, I've seen a lot of 6s rolled, okay?
Forgiven.
Okay.
He has 5 attacks. 3
But that
base,
means,
plus 1 to the charge, plus 1
can he get that wrap? I guess he can, right?
I'm
This guy's not
kinda
based,
thinking
so
maybe-
he can base the
Hey, wounds twice.
Chapter Master in the
Maybe
back and then put
Maybe
another guy in
3
front of him.
right,
So
but
I think he'll be okay.
I-
2 wounds in the
I
Chapter
think next
Master.
to-
Oh, he's fine. He didn't give a crap.
Next event, Curry
Their
just
fight,
needs to
they
run
are going
corn,
to-
corn,
Yep, sounds like
blood,
me.
blood letters and everything. It's right across.
Yeah.
This guy is a close combat animal.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is interesting to see Space Marine close combat because I'm so used to I play Tyranids obviously and playing Tyranid close combat into it, like if you wrap a unit of Intercessors, they just like kill 5 Gene Stealers and you're very sad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you see the Space Marine on Space Marine close combat, you know, the bikes wrap the Intercessors and maybe lose 1, and you're just you're off to the races with that 3+ armor save against a bunch of close combat weapon attacks. Is he not wrapping here? Is that what I'm watching right now?
Get the
Happen?
wrap.
Oh, they have a 6 inch.
He's out of range from the Chaplain.
Or have we not moved the models in front yet?
They'll move an additional 3 then.
He has not moved the models in front yet.
Yeah, I'm good with that. You can punch me back with your bike.
That is the consolidation, boys.
4 swings, 5 for the
okay.
6 because I was.
Did he move the models in front? Did I not see that?
He didn't move these models, I
don't
don't
think I can
believe.
read
This one's based,
You
so
can't,
he
'cause you were a
cannot
Chapter Master, you
consolidate.
roll all hits.
But these
Just
two,
wait
or
and see
at
when
least
you can
this
reroll
one, I don't
2s
think moved.
normally with
I don't
Thunderhammer.
think he could have gotten an
Good
extra
call.
one
Okay, yep.
in base
The
there
stacking of that is
because the
Yeah,
Chapter
like I can
Master's
make you
base is so
-5 to hit,
favorable
and
to
you would still
backing out.
reroll everything. You can't hit then.
Chaplain Master just missed an
and
attack.
then your toughness.
4. So you're winning me on 2s because you're still strength.
5 going through though. Let's see. Yep, that's all 5.
All right. 3
Yep.
shield saves.
One at a time.
I
Oh!
goes down.
4 of them.
I wonder if we're going to see a
That
fight
is
twice here to get that wrap though.
3 damage. So
It's got the CP.
5 up, feel no pain on 1 model. 1 model those will die.
So feel no pain from the
I think-
Ancient, I believe.
Looks like that Apothecary is going to be doing some work next turn.
Yeah.
Can the Apothecary bring back a bike, or is it only?
Okay.
I believe that he can. He
I
did
think
earlier.
10 points best, and that was.
Did
the
he?
only
Did he bring
target.
back a bike?
I'd,
6?
He did bring back a
check
bike,
on
yep.
that one Intercessor in the back check.
That Apothecary is going to get his points this game.
Fail on a 5. You're fine.
Fine with 2, and I think that's.
And and that's kind of what you see
so
in this
you
kind of
have
situation. Buff
full
up your
kill, and I don't know
one
what-
guy so powerful, but your
I
opponent
slightly
makes
messed
4
up,
out of
don't get my
5
re-
3 up impulse saves.
Yeah,
You just
I
go,
slightly messed up, so I
okay,
don't get my recon.
cool.
Because Rex was supposed to be an inch over. Oh well, that's my problem. So I will get a kill hold.
So that is the end of the
Oh,
Dark
yep,
Angel turn.
sorry,
They're
just
scoring it
leave
up.
outside for some reason.
Let's take a look at the scores
Gotta
here.
wait more points.
This game just
Kill
got a lot more interesting now that those Terminators aren't in melee.
I don't know why.
Let's see. Looks like we're only 4 points on the board
kill
for
and hold
Tsung,
for
but
now.
he has a turn down so far.
And going into my phase.
Oh yeah,
remind
with
me,
him
how many
and
denies?
And
do
I, and I
pick the Reaper.
Rex has 3 denies.
No.
Cool. All the denies. Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Why is the Reaper on his thing?
And he has not used his
I
radical
wonder
warrior yet.
if that's a mistake.
And
That has to be a
Terminators,
mistake.
So they have a 5 up,
Yeah, he can't max that,
Engineers
right?
is-
and you
But
have
they
a
have a
feel no.
No,
You have a 5 up invuln
that's
on the
20
turn.
models.
They have
I mean,
3 up in.
he
It's-
has one, technically
Oh,
one.
Yeah,
so
20
yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they all have storm.
Plus,
And then
30. He could get 2 off of the infantry. And then maybe characters. Maybe he could eke 3 out.
The Deathwing Ancient.
Why wouldn't you take like butchers?
Models within 6 of
Maybe that's what he
I'd
meant.
probably ask him. I think he probably take.
Let me shoot him a
can
message.
the Deathwing Knights disengage?
Yeah, just hop in and give him a quick.
No,
Hey,
they
man,
can't.
you have the Reaper.
So they're stuck with the
Chat, it
Chaplain.
wasn't us. We don't have permission. We can't touch anything.
I can't do anything unless.
Yeah, please don't blame us for anything. We are just passive observers in this game. Yeah, Micah, we're going through this combat phase with the Deathwing Terminators.
Okay. Sorry, just thinking.
Oh, no CP left for
We're on
Curie there.
just
That
one
would be why we don't
Yep.
see a fight twice. That makes a lot of sense. You guys are so smart.
Oh, I didn't know you
Yep. And that's why I was saying that
Can't
2
use strategy,
CP that he
yeah.
burned
That was
last
why I was
turn.
hoping
You
it-
know?
Yeah, that might have
If he
been.
would have got a
Be able
fight.
to deal with it.
No, that was smart.
I wonder. So the one way that Tsung absolutely
Do you mind?
passes this game over to his opponent right now is if he
Does that look
doesn't
like a
back out of
48
combat,
scout?
right? That's it. That's the.
He has to back
He's got it right.
He
Like,
has-
you
He's got to
have
back out, and he's got to obliterate that squad. But here's the issue. The issue is there's still the 3-up invul save. He's going to take all the small arms from his Sicarians, and then on the Dark Angel player's next turn, he's going to be within charge range to get all those Ravenwing bikes to wrap those Sicarians. And then he could probably knock out that Warsuit. This is it. This is the turn he has to decide. I would not mind seeing those Tech Marines start running forward, try to
Get those plasma gun shots out, man. Yeah, they one-shot bikers
That's it.
and Terminators.
They have a flamer
Alright,
too.
like I said,
You want to throw everything you can.
And we are in tactical doctrine. They're +1 to wound. They're +1. They're +1 AP. That's gonna be good. That's a good old flamer.
Almost don't mind them being locked in this like infinite slap fight.
But I'm sure we've all played games where your
You're
opponent
winning-
just
I'm
makes
winning
all
on
those
6ers
3-up invul
probably.
saves. Just look at him and
Like,
go,
I'm not killing a
okay,
bunch, but the problem
cool.
is you're putting out better than
Yeah, if you
I
fall
thought
back and
that
then
was a
able to charge
phenomenal
into
turn.
anything else, it ends.
Dark Angel player. I think he did if I may, a metric.
I
shit
think
ton of
killing the
damage.
Thunderfires is a huge deal. I do think
because now he
that this combat might have been fudged a little bit. I think there might have been some fudging going on.
Philippine
I don't
on 5
know.
or 6.
I think
on which side?
they're on for the Dark Angels. I think he could have gotten a wrap there, and I think if he gets a wrap with this Terminator squad, he wins the game straight up.
Just Deathwing. So
Um,
to himself tonight.
Because
I don't know
he
if he
dominates
necessarily
objective
wants
4.
it, but-
He's got enough to keep scoring kills, and he gets hold more kill, every turn and for the rest of the game, and that's it. But right now,
hear
all
me
these
out.
Terminators are going to die. All these guys are going to die, and the Dark Angels are left with a bunch of characters. That's it.
next turn's when we both make the decision.
Hear me out.
All right.
Maybe this is he just summoned another Warsuit.
He's just using it as a proxy base, I think.
Yeah, I got that. Does that work that way?
Yeah.
I really got to open the Salamanders supplement, man. There's a lot of stuff there I'm not aware of.
Wow, we're learning all sorts of
So-
new
so-
rules
so-
this game.
Probably.
So hear me out.
Yeah.
He
tell me.
sacrifices the Termies.
Yeah.
He hopes for the 3-up saves.
I don't think it's
On his
Yeah,
next
it's
turn,
different.
he pushes in of all of his bikes. He locks the Sicarians. Characters come in. They clean out probably the Warsuits, probably the Librarians, and he has complete dominance
Do you
over
have any
objectives.
complaints if I just move this Invictor over here?
Why do you
I
have to
think maybe-
sacrifice the Terminators, though? If they're wrapping in the center,
because-
nothing can shoot the
You mean the
characters
one that's on
anyway.
12? I don't think
It's
Right?
better
that.
to shoot
Okay, I just-
correct, but I think he's going to want the Black
just-
Knights. He's going to want those
Yeah,
Knights
I mean,
movement
the
to get
state
back
level
there and
extends
touch
beyond
those
it. There's no
Sicarians.
issues with it.
I
Well,
think
I-
that
I-
those.
I think
This
I
Warsuit
feel
here is
like
going to, I call
Sung's
it
got
advance.
enough
Dalton's game is
firepower
open.
to kill both of these units this turn.
And,
That's
I'm
just
gonna
like-
drop him there
I don't
and
know
just
if that's
get close to
true,
the Deathwing and
but that's my gut
target
feeling.
him, so he's definitely-
Yeah, you're fine there.
But
These
does he-
Terminators, they're
does-
2 wounds. They got the
can
feel
you
no
give
pain.
me
That's
48
nice,
off
but
the
they're only
scout
2
for that
wounds.
when-
Those autocannons
And I
are going to punch right through them.
Is
The
there a
mortal
sh-
wounds from the flamers are going to punch right through them, and the heavy bolters are going to kick the crap out of these guys.
Sicarians are speed 14. So he is.
Yep, you're fine. You can make
Ooh,
that no
he's
problem.
moving that Sicarian.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are fast. They are
He
unreasonably
sees the writing
fast.
on the walls.
Yeah, I am.
They have the fly keyword because that's an Eldar bike movement right there.
You can go through the trees. We did specify in the
This intercessor
in the
is
tournament
actually
packet that the
advanced.
trees are they are incorporeal. You just can't stand on top of them.
Or what level? 5.
Fair enough.
He wants to go. Sorry, I did not mean to.
No worries.
I don't know. So where are you leaning right now? What do you think?
I mean, I got to root for the Salamanders right now, I think.
Oh, I'm rooting for Dark Angels. I'd much rather face Dark Angels. That's out of this though. But
Yeah, I mean that's. I think that's fair. Yeah, I have a much better. I think my matchup into the Dark Angels is better.
yeah.
But I think right now, I mean, I gotta put my money on the winning horse here. I think that these Flamers are about to absolutely shred a bunch of Deathwing Terminators.
3-up saves are 3-up saves are 3-up saves.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about before, you can put 6 mortal wounds out on those guys with one of these flamethrowers. That's a lot.
He did not get recon. See, I know you can't. You have to pick your secondaries before everything, but I don't think Big Game might have been the best choice. I mean, obviously, I think it is the best choice against this matchup, but in this game, I don't know if that's going to be a great one. I think I would rather see like Butcher's Bill, something where you're going to reliably get 2 points. But I mean, obviously, you can't control that right now. The game's already started. You can't. But you know, he should have more points on the board than what he does for the damage that he's accomplished.
Appears to be my whole.
I also don't know if Recon was a great one. I think I probably just would have stuck with behind enemy lines.
No, I'm not. That's it. So we're going to move into the second.
Yeah, with the amount of indirect fire he had.
Oh, Colin, I think I might have to revisit my opinion here.
About what?
Tsung did not back the Chapter Master out of melee.
That would have been really smart of me.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there a stratagem that lets him charge? I mean,
there is not.
He can break out. But you know,
he's given up so much flamer damage though. So many mortal wounds on these guys.
I think he's more concerned about the bikes. And I think that, which I think is the right move, because those bikes are going to wrap his tanks.
Salamander +1 toughness.
So are the Terminators, though. They're both going to get there. It's not like he's that far away.
I think he's going to throw a Hail Mary and throw everything into the Terminus. I think he's going to throw
not a deny. I will use his
radical. The Warsuits. I think you're going to see some Tech Marines. I think you're going to see everything go into the Terminus.
Yeah, I mean, there is no.
We are going to smite.
Oh, second phase. Here we go.
Okay.
+1 toughness.
9.
Oh man, that's a good smite roll right there.
Super smite is a 10.
11.
Nope. Okay, just goes off on that.
Well, I mean, we can call that if he rolls it.
I won't try to deny this now.
To a 3 damage.
D3. Just
yep, there we go. One more.
Nope, one guy.
And feel no pain.
Second one is going to put.
We tried.
Whatever that's called on the Chapter Master. That is going to cast.
Oh, this is a solid psychic phase out of the Salamanders here. We already got the Drake skin off on the Chapter Master.
Nope.
He tried to
and he rolled big on his smite and his Might of Heroes. So that Chapter Master is going to be wounded on 6s again. That combo is a killer. Oh my god, that's so strong.
But it needs to kill more than one Terminator a turn.
It does. Yep.
Nope. All right, so that kills the wounded guy.
And remember, he's -1 attack right now. Oh, he just.
Oh, was that a big smite though?
2 Termies.
Yeah. Wow, that was a psychic phase. Hector Rex, you're in here to deny psychic powers. What are you doing?
He is not denying psychic powers.
Yeah, we heard Curie talk about earlier. We were mentioning their secondaries. He misplaced Hector. Hector should have been here in the corner of this building that he's in, and that would have scored him recon. Because he has units in all other quarters.
That's why I was saying I think behind enemy lines would be a better choice than Recon, because Recon is just such an ass to try to get towards turn 3 and turn 4.
Yeah, he has all these characters that are fast though. He has a lot of jump packs and guy. I think it's still fine. I think.
Yeah, but he'd have 2 points for behind enemy lines.
Ooh, here we see the Salamanders flamethrower strats coming out.
Okay,
see what
so a maximum of 3 mortal wounds, right?
What? No, it's a maximum of 12 mortal wounds theoretically.
No, that stratagem was FAQ'd.
Oh, if it wasn't? Okay, I did not know that.
Let me just pull it up. I can't remember what the actual number is, but it's something like 3 or 4 maximum.
Okay, they're discussing so that one was change to the Salamander stratagem.
Fires of Battle. It's a maximum of 3 mortal wounds.
You
look up
know
right
game's
here.
closed when someone's going to GW.
Yeah, somebody's searching through the impenetrable wall
So on
of
an
Warhammer
unmodified wound
community.
roll of 4+, the target suffers
He has to get through the 3 facts
Damage.
that Iron Hands have
Three
received
more.
so far to find anything on
Thanks, I did
Salamanders.
not know that. I've played
Yeah,
that.
it was
okay.
really good when it started out because you could have.
So,
for example, an
what
Invictor
we
or an
so
Aggressor
I
or
was
someone
wrong about this. I didn't know about
just
this
dump
actually.
that.
The Salamanders
insane number of mortal
mortal
wounds.
wound stratagem was FAQ'd to cap out at
What is
3.
their current save on the
So
button?
right now, an
Yeah,
Invictor is
they have a
flamethrowing
3-up
the
armor
Black
and a 4
Knights,
in
and
the
he's gonna he wanted to use that stratagem, but I don't know if 3 mortal wounds
We'll
is worth
still
it.
dump it into him. So thank
No.
you very much.
Might
Sorry
be,
about
but
that.
So you're still using this
Ah,
stratagem then?
So I still use
I think
2
the
for max
base
flame, and then I
flamer,
still use
12
1
shots is the way to go, right?
it's
So
I mean
yeah,
it's
12
pretty
coming
good.
into,
It
strength
could
5
potentially
for my
kill
4s, and then my
almost the whole
5
unit.
to get on 3s.
Yep.
And then I will take the rule.
Winning on 3s now. Yeah, that was a
Got the
roll.
3 mortal.
Yes.
Oh,
pretty
dear.
Good.
So that's 5 plus the 3 mortal
no
wounds.
pain.
That's 8
Oh, he
dice
did use the
total,
mortal
but
wound
it's 1
strat.
damage, right?
He's gonna kill 4 bikes out of the unit. Wow.
And one of them just had one.
There you go. That's the
Ouch.
Salamander's flamer abilities. Just
He's got
getting
how many
shown off right here.
2. Took
Uh,
it.
The Sergeant
Oh, yeah,
alive.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
You are correct. He has 1 left. I forgot about the Apothecary bringing him back on.
You're good.
Not used to
And
having
then
like
just-
1 wound.
Oh, and
then
because of
Invictor
because one of those was brought back
Squadron.
by the Apothecary, he only has 1 wound left. So he's actually got 1 wound left on this guy.
Uh,
I wonder if Sung
Oh, yeah,
shot all of
he's
the
dead.
long guns into him too. I imagine he did.
I think he had to, because that was the only troop.
5s because
Yeah.
I moved. I have not rerolled my kit yet.
Not troop unit, but
Hit.
non-character.
Still misses. And then these are going to need 5s and 4s respectively. So
How
3
is he
saves.
rolling that has 9 dice?
He's rolling the heavy
He's dead.
bolter and the stubber
You
together.
feel no pain?
He's got the green
Got it.
dice for the bolter and
I
the.
thought
Only on
oh,
Deathwing.
sorry, that's on Deathwing. Yep, sorry about
Fair
that.
So
enough.
that takes out those Black Knights. So there you go. That's the one thing you were worried about is those big Black
Okay,
Knights coming
now,
in wrapping.
So I still can only
1
shoot this. Shooting
Invictor
is not
puts paid to those guys.
Yeah, the only unit that can shoot at anything right now.
You know, I laugh at the Incendium cannons a lot because they're so short range, and I really like the auto cannons on the Invictors, but
gonna open up with the auto
seeing
cannons
them,
down there.
seeing what they can do in Salamanders is just off the chain. Like the maxing the hits with the +1 to wound. Oh my gosh!
Good as that.
So good, but seeing what the autocannons can do in Imperial Fists is
Right.
pretty brutal too.
Yeah, Imperial Fists and Iron Hands, obviously.
Flat 3 damage.
I do like the design of the Invictor in that it is a model that, because it has such a variety of weapons, it can be played in every chapter, and
I still, yeah.
has a wide. It's very flexible in its loadouts.
What's it resolve it with? Is it with an
And for
83?
130
AP
points.
minus-
I mean, they are dirt cheap.
Brutally cheap.
Doctrine doesn't stack with anything else that increases AP.
I thought it set the AP. I thought it worked.
Now he's
It
in
just
kind of a
increases the AP
kerfuffle here
to
for
minus
Oh, okay.
3.
You're right.
targets
That's fine.
left.
So, but they will still be at
Right
AP
to
3,
the,
and then these will be at AP 2, right?
Can't really target the rest of those characters.
Okay, so these are on.
Okay, Curie brings up a good point here.
So 3 are dead.
That the
These are
rending
six.
ability on
You're
the
right. Sorry about that.
Sicarians
Hey,
doesn't stack
second
with
list.
the.
Hey, Trevi, you hear that? I cheated you. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, he's talking to me
the,
now.
Warsuit is going to shoot.
The rending ability on the Sicarians doesn't stack with the tactical doctrine,
Trevi
because
is one
that's
I
what
actually
doctrine
told.
works.
So
But
you
it
know,
does just revert to the rending AP
4s
value.
because I moved.
Did we see our first yellow card of this event?
Well, fortunately, Curie's here to correct Tsung of all of these small rules that he's mistaking.
1.
1 4 up.
Tsung's actually very new to the game. He's only been playing for a couple weeks. I think he's still less than 20 games in, if I remember correctly.
Jeez.
Shot.
Oh, there go the rest of the scouts.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow! Did this Invictor just burn all the
The
scouts?
first Warsuit is going to charge.
The one on objective 1.
Oh yeah, on 3,
I
right?
think.
Yeah.
Objective 1? No, it's objective.
So help me with rules here. If I get the
Wow,
charge on
okay.
the
That was the only one that had line of sight to him. I think
Yeah,
the Sicarian had line of sight to him too, though.
He might have gotten him with the autocannons, honestly.
What are you asking exactly?
If I declare Rex and the Deathwing and then I roll like a 5, I don't have to charge them. I can choose
Yes,
not
you
to
do.
move. I do have to charge them.
Absolutely brutal game.
So are you declaring the Knights as well?
Yeah, this is
I'm gonna noodle on this.
real crazy. Yeah, let's see if these Invictors and this Chapter Master can kill the Knights. If they do, I think that might be curtains for the Dark Angels.
I will declare on
But
this.
if we see some
All
invulnerable saves here, I think it could go the other way. Those Knights are real good at killing those Invictors.
But the Invictors still have those double flamers.
They do have the flamers. Yeah, if he sticks in combat there.
And then, yeah, it'd be like a.
How many
like,
CP is Tsung
you're
left at here? I don't know if he's
5.
spent his command points from his.
All right, so Rex got a bolt pistol. He misses.
So it looks like he multi-charged the Terminator or the Deathwing Knights and Hector Rex.
Okay, yeah.
It's got to be a little bit awkward here because if he gets too close into that formation, all these models heroically intervene, and that looks a little close to that ancient right there.
Yep.
There it is. He's going all in. Come on, blow up. Does he have the strategy to
yeah. Unfortunately, fortunately, I think for the entire game, Invictors cannot auto explode. But every time I play Invictors, they explode whenever I need them to. So
no, and I don't have any command points left.
It's great.
Oh, see, no, mine only at the worst times.
Yeah. Well, see, it's repulsors that explode at the worst times because they're always surrounded by your characters, and then they kill them all.
That will fail. Yeah, he needed a 6.
Ooh,
Yep,
but the other
that was
Invictors
a smart
failed. Uh-oh.
He's got a CP. Use that CP, bro.
I rerolled a 1.
Yep, here he goes. And it's a 4. Okay, we're back.
Is that a make it though?
Yes. He's this Invictor, yeah, he's 6 inches away from the closest knight.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Yep.
that was.
Just a second. I think he can go. Yeah, he just wants to tap. He wants to be inside the ball. Okay.
Yep, you're in.
That's me. You
Interesting
can't
game.
interrupt, so I'm just gonna start swinging.
So I am going to do.
It will be. I think if those characters heroically, here they go.
So
Yep, here they come.
6 to there. Yeah.
If they're able to get that Warsuit
going to base you.
slingshot into the Warsuit, lock him so he doesn't have to overwatch.
Declare him.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. This is going to be real interesting.
Oh, wow.
Didn't declare him.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. This Invictor should definitely be near the top wall of this
So in
ruin.
that case, I'm gonna swing with the
I think that was
I
think that was a big
So the heroic
misposition
interventions don't
on
interrupt the normal charge.
because they did not charge.
Tsung's part here.
First, and then it alternates for non-charge.
That being said, watch him Hail Mary, do 2 attacks on one, 2 attacks on the other, and just get everything through.
Yeah, I don't know what all these guys are armed with, but I imagine they probably aren't the combat monsters of the list. Like, it's not Sammael over here. It's this Apothecary with a chainsword.
Just got 5 hits.
Salamanders. 4 wounds. All right.
4
So these are flat
wounds.
3,
I think
right?
he's swinging all on one thing.
It's all at Hector Rex.
Come on, Storm Shield.
Yep.
Oh,
Hector
no!
goes down.
That's unfortunate.
Boom! Right out of here.
Oh,
He just yeets that guy.
Radical.
I don't think that's the worst thing that. I don't know if that would have been my first
He's
turn.
on his you're right.
His weapon
yeah,
is
so he's
only
just flat up dead.
Wow.
Strength 4 power weapon. Deathwing Ancient has a power fist. I think I would have gone for that.
Well, I don't know. I don't
the
believe that he
Chaplain.
declared these other characters. I think he only charged Rex and the Knights. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Okay. The other one deals 3 to the... Not. Oh, no!
Well, I could be cheeky.
He just failed 3 of them.
He just failed 3 invulnerable saves in a row on those Deathwing Knights.
Oh, that's right, because the Chaplain.
Yep, there you go.
Well, no, he would be the first non-charge activator. He can't activate before the charging.
Oh, you're right.
So it doesn't really matter.
Wow, that swung this game hard.
I do want to try to take a couple swings.
I agree.
You're feeling the pains.
Nope. I'm out of. Oh no, I moved within. No, I'm still out. Doesn't matter.
Oh my
The heroic
gosh.
intervention was intended to try to move them a little
That's a lot
closer,
of
but they're
damage.
still dead anyways.
And
Apothecary
the
can
Chapter
only bring
Master's
back
going
one.
to swing
Now,
before
is it
those
your
2
swings or
guys
mine?
and could potentially wipe that whole unit out.
It's your turn, so you still get your normal swings.
Correct. And I think at
So
that
he's
point that
4,
was
5,
just
some
enough
of my
damage.
heroes die there, so-
Still -1 to hit, so still re-rolling all
Ugh.
hits.
This game has been on a knife's edge, chat. What do you guys think? It's crazy.
Yep. And then 3.
Okay, 5 3-ups.
We got 20 people in the room right now. That's pretty solid.
Awesome. It's
Hope
my
you guys
soothing
are-
sexual voice.
Oh, yeah. Hope everybody's enjoying the
The
stream and keeping
You're
busy during
special,
this
I'm not.
season of social
Well, it's
distancing.
the chaplain that's special.
He is not.
You mean
Oh,
everyone's
there he
sitting at home
goes.
watching this on their television?
The Chapter Master just killed the rest of the Deathwing Knights.
Yep.
Wow.
He did fail 6 out of 8.
Alright,
3 up
let's just start with the.
That is the-
Apothecary.
That is the flip
That'll
side
do.
of 3+ invulnerable saves. Is that sometimes they just don't. You just forgot to turn on the Storm Shield.
Sammy.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Oh my gosh.
No AP.
What a swing. That's crazy.
Well, that Warsuit's about to get smashed, so.
The Interrogator Chaplain's got
We'll
3
see.
attacks
I mean,
base,
Chaplains aren't
+1 for
particularly
charge,
great at
+1 for
melee.
the banner because he's Deathwing.
They have a Thunder Hammer.
5 swings with the Power Fist.
Oh, the Chaplain is a Power
Or
Fist.
Power
that's true.
Fist.
Yeah.
Power
They'll
Fist.
hit.
I did.
Threes.
Oops.
That is 3 wounds at -3.
I did love taking. Oh, yeah, I'll go through. I did love taking a Power Fist on my Smash Chaplains because their Crozius is so often not good, and this is a perfect situation in which having the Power Fist is really crazy.
Yep.
Ooh, that is a
Yep.
casual.
Deathwing Ancient,
What is
same
that?
thing, 3
7
base,
off of
+1
that. Invictor
for
brackets him
Chaplain, 1
immediately.
for
He
banner.
needs
is
to
effective
blow
phase
that
on banner.
Invictor up. If the Invictor does
hitting
not blow up,
on
he needs to slingshot out of there, or this is game.
3. Yeah, hitting on 4s actually. But rerolling 1s because he's near Sammy.
Reroll them ones.
Oh,
And
wow.
going on 3s.
Hits. Oh.
3 wounds at -3.
So we
Okay,
got 3
Warsuit.
from the second Power Fist. Oh no, he could go down, and he does.
3, 4,
Another
5,
7
6, 7.
damage. 6 damage.
Oh
Exactly.
man.
Does he blow?
Explode.
No. Cook
Aw.
in the chat. We'll look over the scores real quick. They're about to score up this turn, I imagine. We're at 7 for Dark Angels to 4 for Salamanders right now, but we haven't scored the Salamanders turn or the end of round scoring. It looks like we'll be tied on Holdmore. Dark Angels will get kill more.
No.
Just an inch outside
Dark
that thing, unfortunately. But
Angels.
free movement is free movement.
Right. So, I'm sorry. I don't know if I
He
misspoke.
holds.
So Salamanders will get
so we're
Holdmore. Yeah.
now-
Dark Angels will get kill more.
So I have no idea who killed more.
Dark Angels
So I
killed
killed
1.
8, you
Oh,
killed
yeah.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Because you
6,
killed
7.
the bikes,
sounds good.
one,
the Deathwing Knights,
2.
my Rex, and the Scouts.
So that's going to keep them at parity
4.
in the
So
end
I
of
will
round
Presume
scoring.
that you will take Rex for Headhunter.
He'll get another behind.
Oh, it looks like we have Headhunter
I
as a
also have-
pick
I believe
for.
I
We didn't talk
no,
about. We
you still
didn't
have
talk enough
South
about the
Dakota.
secondaries. We have Headhunter as a pick
no,
for
I'm still-
Sung.
You hold 2.
Because I have
I
1,
don't
2,
know.
and you only
That
Is that going to bring them into a
I don't know.
tie at 8 to 8? Oh my gosh.
But why is Reaper? Oh my God! Why is Reaper still?
Yeah. I mean, he's
Never
getting.
take Reaper
We
against
haven't.
Space Marines.
We haven't gotten points. Well, you can. I mean, the Intercessor spam list, I think you can get it. This list, certainly not one of those, so I don't know if I would take it. You can.
Thank you for trying to justify it. You did a good job.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in
Alright,
Sung's
let's,
defense,
cancel the hate.
in
Let's
I
do
think it's a
charges.
battle between Reaper and
That goes off.
Butcher's Bill. You can't take Butcher's Bill for Headhunter that he has.
Yeah, he died last turn.
Remember, the Dark Angel player just got a big game. I think he just got 2 big games.
Yeah, that sounds about
Yep.
right.
He just 2 Thunderfires and the Invictor. Look
Yep.
at that.
Oof.
That's gonna put him over
Nope.
the edge.
About to
But
get
it's
pieces
still
on
he
the own character.
needed.
So,
he needed the
I wonder if
spots.
Sung assumed, incorrectly so, I think, that he would blast all of the infantry in one go, so he couldn't score Butchers off of them. And besides the fact that he can't really score Butchers off the characters because he's going to take Headhunter for them, maybe that's why Reaper was the call there?
I think Reaper's the call because it sounds the most badass of all the secondary objectives. Until you actually read it, and then you're like, oh, wait a second. I'm
These
not
Dark
facing
Angels
orcs.
come in with the robes and the scythes and the Righteous Fury, and the Salamanders is like, we'll be the ones doing the reaping tonight.
I mean, we have to discuss the cojones on the Salamander player, though. He goes, you know what? Let's play this game on hard mode. And you
No.
always
He says,
always
I'm
gotta
not going to
respect
score. I'll play 4 points down. I'm not going to score Engineers, and I'll play another point down. I'm
also
not going to
picked-
max Reapers.
he also picked Engineers, though. It's
He
like, you guys.
he
chat-
was
I
yeah
don't
he was going to go balls to the wall.
He goes, I'm going to beat you on primary points only. Like,
But and to
I've
that
never
fact,
seen a
I
game
think
like this.
Dark Angels is going to come right back and play that same game because we have 6 characters left here in the center of the table, and Curie's about to start racking up bonus points
I'm just
like
trying
nobody's
Hell
to
yeah.
business.
think through what I want to do here.
Big downside.
I still don't like Recon, but I
He-
would have rather seen behind any lines.
Yeah.
So one thing
Let's
I
see
did
if he
here is
remembers
I
to
moved up
score it.
the
I think.
Chaplain.
Yeah.
You haven't seen my game yet.
Oh no.
The
Like,
saltiest.
I'm about to be a dick up in here.
Oh, my opponent. I feel bad for you. I wouldn't want to play against me, so that's
Wow.
kind of how it plays out.
That's
I'm
intense.
joking. I'm a phenomenal
Calm right down.
chivalrous player. Chivalrous.
All right, Sammael's going to go to here.
So this will be interesting to see what he does, because he's got to maximize his damage, and he's got to prevent his opponent from being able to punch back too hard.
Yeah.
How's he going to handle the Bike Master? I don't know.
An interesting, the Bike Master I think is going to be an unkillable god at this point.
He also.
I'm interested as to why he isn't using these scouts more as a fire base, because Tsung has nothing that can hurt those scouts in that building, at least for another 2 turns.
Yeah, he does. The Sicarians, they can shoot at him. If he moves those scouts are going to get blown off.
Right, but what I'm saying is that Curie could keep the scouts here on objective 2, 1 inch away from the wall, so they're mostly unchargeable, and then put the Talonmasters behind them and prepare to just shoot characters onto those objectives.
Shoot at your Warsuit, because nothing else that he can shoot at, really.
And I think at that point,
I'm gonna need you to draw me a picture of what you're trying to explain. I'm trying to follow.
2 wounds.
So there's a unit of scouts on objective 2, right?
I got him. I see him. Yep.
And those land speeders could just sit behind the ruin there, and they're entirely untargetable.
Oh, I see.
He's what you put his assault.
And
but
Sung has no indirect fire. There's nothing that can hit those scouts.
But the assault cannon's only 24 inches.
That's true. And so I think maybe he picks up that Invictor in the center. I don't know what the ranges look like, but he guarantees himself the ability to score butchers, the bonus point.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of wanted to see those skeeters move towards that tank.
Shoot just engage
and charge
it.
that goddamn tank. Yeah, charge that goddamn tank and lock it down.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at Sammael, because I'm not 100% sure how survivable he is, but I imagine being a chapter mastery kind of guy, he's pretty hard to kill.
All that at AP1, which I guess is going to be on your armor, but ignore.
You ignore cover, right? So it's just 3 ups.
Yep.
So he does have an Iron Halo, so he's a 4+ invulnerable save.
Very dead, even with a reroll.
Only 7 wounds. That makes sense, because that's how many wounds Land Raiders have, or Land Speeders have.
All right. The tactically flexible
he just killed a Librarian, which is kind of common sense. We kind of knew that was going to happen.
He also gains invulnerable saves if he advances, which is not relevant, so that's exciting.
On 1s and 2s.
Look at all that DACA. Holy God.
Yeah, each of these characters puts out so many shots.
9 on your armor.
And Librarians are gone.
And
yep.
Wow.
Right, and then the last one.
It's really cool to see the amount of damage that these that these land speeders can put out, because I mean they're one of the coolest parts of the army. Like a unit that's highly mobile, can't be targeted, can shoot and fight. I'm in.
Correct.
So
count me in.
You're on 1s and 2s.
But you have to take the rest of the Dark Ages Codex with them.
Yeah, that is a downside.
4 wounds at AP1, but so just on your armor.
I mean, it's kind of like the Richard Siegler Brohammer lists from LVO. It's like, so you're telling me Iron Hands do Tau better than Tau does Tau.
Yeah.
You're like, so just play Space Marines.
Wow. We just saw 2 wounds put on that Chapter Master from a heavy bolter.
Got 2 left.
Oh my gosh.
This is interesting.
Now he is a bike captain, because he has so he has an extra wound. So he's sitting on 6. He's got 3 left.
So they have 6. Yeah. 2 left. He's got 2. If you actually hover over the model, it has 2 out of 5. I don't know how they're scoring.
Yeah, I think that the dice is the number of wounds that he's taken, the big white die next to him.
Let's go to charges.
Yep, so he's got 2 left. But he doesn't have a lot of small arms fire to shoot at him.
Mm-hmm.
And your Chapter Master.
How brave is he going to be to charge into this Invictor? We're going to see a charge at the Invictor?
I want to see the Invictor blow up, take out the Warlord, take out that Tech Marine. And now we got a game, boys.
Yeah, swing it right back. This has been a swingy game. I'm hoping it's... Let's see if we got more swings in us. I think we've swung back and forth in the last round probably 3 times.
He's actually scored points on the Reaper, which is kind of funny. I mean, he actually has gotten points on it.
I mean, I don't know if there's a universe in which this Salamanders list doesn't kill all of the Deathwing Terminators and most of the Scouts, and that gets you at least 2, maybe 3.
Yep. Infantry, swarms, bikers, and drone models.
Oh, it counts bikers.
So AP1.
Wow, that's a new addition in the 2020 ITC packet. Okay, well that pick is real good.
I would have picked 3. Yeah, I mean, it's for every 20 wounds of infantry, swarms, bikers, and drone.
So he's
actually,
got
with those bikes.
So the bikes are a full point right there, right? And then the Terminators are almost a full point. So he's at 3 right now, if I'm mathing correctly.
He's got
wow.
And then he's got all these.
Yep. So 4.
Reaper's the way to go, boys. Who knew?
Reaper was the call. Big shocker.
They did change it in the
yeah. I remember swarms because that was relevant to me, but we sounded silly for a while there, talking about how we could only score 3.
You went an entire round without having a mic. We're okay.
That's true. Yeah, we are silly sounding today.
We're getting the cobwebs off.
That's okay. Your game. We're gonna be on point for your game.
I believe in you.
Colin's playing round 2 for everybody tuning in.
Who are you going to cast with? You just doing it by yourself?
Tsung's going to cast with me, actually.
Ooh.
So I'll tell him about how all the shit you talked to him on this stream, and we'll do the same to you. It'll be great.
Oh, great. I'm going to get math hammered for 2 hours.
We're going to pull out the dice app for a bit.
Chaplain is going to charge them.
Can the commentators go get me a water right now?
Yeah, if you wait a week for an Amazon shipment, we'll get you a bottle of water there, buddy.
Give me a second.
Good man.
Right. So he's got.
So he made a charge.
Made the charge. Looks like
took 2 wounds. 2 wounds on the Ancient. That was it.
I'm 8.2 away.
So he's just going to hit you with the.
But what do you swing on? You do the Chapter Master, or you do the Warsuit?
Oh man, I think I imagine that the greediness gets him on the Chapter Master. Because that's a big kill. You get rid of that big threat.
He's also got 3 points.
No. You get the he's just maybe one Thunder or Power Fist hit through could get him, but it's so unlikely. I think you got to swing on the Invictor. Oh, and there's the Interrogator Chaplain jumping right over to get to
kind of have to do a Hail Mary, I think. You're not going to be able to tri-point that bike.
Yeah, you only have 2 models. That is how tri-pointing works. You need 3.
I mean, yeah.
Even though I charged him, I don't really feel like fighting him if I don't have to.
That being said, this was an absolutely crazy game.
Yeah, this game has been
This
mad.
game has gone above and beyond my expectations.
We have some incredible matchups lined up for the rest. We got 4 Keepers of Secrets on. I'm so excited.
Is that my buddy's list?
Yes, I believe so.
Hobby Wrecker?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy, he's got a good list.
So I'm psyched to see that one. I was psyched to see Dark Angels. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I felt like it was either the Dark Angels wrap everything and kill everyone, or the Salamanders blow off the table. Turns out it's been both. So that was a lot. It's been super exciting.
We got an amazing Tau versus Chaos Knight list next. Huh? Triptide versus Chaos Knights.
Chaos Knights are cool. That's for sure.
What the hell is that supposed to be? Passive aggressive much?
5 swings hitting on 3.
Jesus. You can't make everyone happy.
That's true. I will never be happy.
I'll bring my fun list when there's not price support.
Oh yeah, gotta get that chaos armor, dude.
Exact same profile as what I'm playing with.
And
they both have 5 attacks with Power Fists.
3 CPs to interrupt, right?
2.
No, it's 3 CPs to fight again. 2.
Yeah.
Got a little question from the players here. Sounds like we'll turn their mics up.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt with the Warsuit.
Okay.
So it looks like we had a swing from the Chaplain onto the Chapter Master.
And 3s and 2s, right?
And now we're interrupting with Tsung's last CPs.
Yep.
To.
There you go.
Oh man.
Smash.
Oh, this could be curtains for this Deathwing Ancient.
Yeah.
5 up invuln because it's AP3, right?
Yes, sir.
He's just saving on 5s.
Roll them one at a time.
Oh, all failed.
How many 5 ups can he roll?
Pains.
Oh, he's taking thermal pains. Let's just roll those 15 wounds. We'll see if I can save him.
Chapter Master.
Oh man.
Yep.
Nope. That's it.
Yep, that is not a prime target.
Yikes. Can the Chapter Master kill this Chaplain too?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's max hits. Oh no, those wounds were bad though.
No. Well, yeah.
Well, we'll see how the 4+ invulnerable saves go. That's how it always is. Yeah, no, he's
Chaplain
fine.
survives. Chaplain has 1.
Down to 1.
How was he getting the feel no pain on this Terminator? Was it
it's I believe it's a. I don't know if they have it innately, but he also has a relic that I could give to him. It's a
card.
6. It's a 6 inch aura of.
I got it.
Of a feel no pain for Deathwing.
That's all good.
That's fair.
No, I'm not shitting. Ask him.
It did save a Terminator earlier, but unfortunately they sort of charged out of the distance of it when they charged up into the center, so they weren't getting it as much as Curie would have hoped, I think.
Yeah.
So the Warsuits.
Okay, I think that's it. I think he's going to go kill the Apothecary. I think
here we go.
gone. Those Sicarians are going to remove those Talonmasters. I think that's G's.
Yeah.
Brutal game, though.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, those Sicarians are about to rip into some land speeders.
He's got 3. He's got another headhunter. He's got
about
3
to be brutal.
Reapers. He'll kill more. He'll hold more at the end of this battle round. Yeah, it's going to be.
And can we talk about how Tsung absolutely put his money on the table with this chapter master, literally screening for his army, and so far has only taken half of his wounds.
I think the chapter master has done what he needs to do. I think those Warsuits are what's got him the game. Those Warsuits have point and clicked it and removed everything that they've shot and touched.
Yep.
And I think if he would have deployed, hopefully in his next bracket game, if he deploys them a little bit more centralized, they'd be able to support the main force.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if he would have deployed those Warsuits in a more defensive stance, I think the Dark Angel player, this would have been over quicker.
That makes sense.
Now seeing the damage those things can output,
Now this seems aggressive. I don't know if I move the Sicarian here. I'm not sure.
They do
Not sure
ignore the penalty when they shoot at a model with the fly keyword. So that's suffer no penalty when it's hit roll when target uses the fly keyword.
Well, there you go.
Sure.
Ta-da!
He's just gonna
This little psychic phase.
fellas off the board.
Nope.
Victor Warsuit's going to shoot everything it has at the Ravenwing.
Okay.
So 2d6 flamers.
Yep. See if the Apothecary is going to survive this flamer shot from the Invictor here.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah.
Wounding on 4s. Oh yeah, because of your +1.
Yeah. And yeah, the +1 to wound coming in here again.
1, so 4s.
Wow. Yeah, this is only
He's just
round
dead.
3. Oh man, didn't
Called
even
it.
get to the
I
long
said.
guns. Oh my gosh,
Sicarian will
brutalized.
shoot into-
That said, we are on. You know.
Can you tell me
Oh, I
this
guess we
sword
are.
is over?
Sung's gonna hold more this turn because we only have 1 for the Dark Angels because the scouts on objective 3 died.
Yep. I think if those Thunderfire guns would have been hit first turn, he would have been able to save his
What are your
scouts all
saves
over the
against
board. It
shooting
would have been a
right
lot
now?
different. But
They all have 3-up armor.
much you can
Sammael's the only one with an invul.
Thank you very much. Back Sicarian is going to shoot the back Talon.
Okay.
Just with everything.
So we're doing the Sicarians into the Talonmasters now. I think he's just gonna very intelligently. He's gonna dump the high AP guns. So these guys are AP 2 or 3 if they roll good. He's going to dump those into the Talonmasters who do not have an invulnerable save, and then use the high-volume guns to hit Sammael and try to take him out. Unfortunately, if he doesn't take him out, Sammael can bounce into the Sicarian here with an intervention, I think. Seems a little aggressive, but I think he's just trying to protect his characters at this point, stop easy kills.
yeah, I think Sammael only has a sword too, though, right? He doesn't have anything that's
These
really
are
good.
going to be wounding on 5s and 3s, respectively.
He doesn't have a cool special sword.
He does have like the. I think he has like.
Yeah, it's a 2 damage.
Dark Angel sword?
Strength. It's a 2 damage sword.
What's his strength though? Is it up to...
It's +1 strength. It goes to
AP2,
strength
right? 2
5,
damage.
and it gives you
5s.
it doubles your strength if you charge,
Well,
but he wouldn't be charging.
Oh,
But it does let him bounce around a little bit, right? Although I think he'd like to charge, but
I mean, that also being said, I think that's going to be his only model left. At the end of this,
I don't know if there's going to be a lot left for the Dark Angels here. Unfortunately, it was very close on round 2, and then swung back super hard. And
Warsuits.
we're It's just, I mean, it's coming right back. That's the issue with this big character spam list, right? Is as soon as the screen's gone, the characters just immediately fall over.
Well, on turn 2, like I said, I mean the Dark Angel player did fail 6 out of 8 3-up invul saves
That is
on
true.
multiple
Yeah,
models. I mean,
there was
point,
certainly dice involved in the result of
Yeah.
this game.
Ooh, all right. He's only taken 2 wounds so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure that
Taken 4 wounds
Tsung's
so far.
decision to stay in melee with the Chapter
And then
Master was the
4s.
correct one, but it did work out for him
got
with
one
how
wound
the
left.
dice ended up.
That's a wound.
When your opponent fails 6 out of 8 3-up invul saves,
Yeah.
you can't argue results like that.
In fairness, too, he also did give away the Invictor on the left-hand ruin, kind of for free by triggering those heroic interventions. I think that was a mistake. And if he doesn't do that, that Invictor becomes a big problem for Curie.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I think
Sorry, I'm
you
doing math
have
in my
2
head.
units that you consider to be an
Warsuit
Expedition
will
Death
shoot
Star,
everything but
and
the
both those
Flamer
units
into
get
the back
removed in one
Talonmaster.
turn.
Mhm.
That's kind of
And then he'll
I mean,
shoot
you were kind
Right,
of betting
right.
all your cards on those 2 units.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, the Dark Angels combos are cool, but they do rely on these hyper elite, very expensive units. And so if things go wrong, they go wrong really bad. Ew.
Oof. There we go.
Oh, that was a save roll. That was not a lot of wounds, but turns out you didn't need them. Oh, we got a scout going for a ride over here.
So pro tip, Sicarian are pretty good at shooting things to the fly key.
Turns out, also good at killing 2 wound models with their 8 autocannon shots. Shockingly.
Karen is going
Now we're in
to
assault
so-
doctrine now. So
No, we're still in tactical, right? This is bottom of 3.
this is turn 3.
T7, right?
Oh, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
Isn't
So-
assault turn 3?
Assaults could start on turn 3, but you get to choose whether you stay in tactical or you
that's
move
right.
to assault. You
Fails.
can be in tactical for 2 rounds.
On 5. 4 wounds at -1, so 4 on your armor.
What's he rolling? Oh, the chaplain.
He will take some amount. How much?
1.
Gotta respect fight until the end.
He's going to
As
try.
long as you... Yeah, actually, I don't think you can even fail it, so...
He just wants. We tried.
Oh, this is a...
Can I fail it? Can I
I'm
finish
not.
it?
I'm not 100% sure here. We're charging Sammael with the
Yeah,
Sicarian.
you're fine.
I think the train might be off the rails.
He wants to.
We're gonna fight him with the tank.
Invictor Warsuit's going to take the charge.
That will stop him from charging next turn. He can fall back and shoot, but it's gonna lock him in, and it stops him from overwatching into the Invictor.
2 out. So that
Yeah,
looks
he's
fine.
fine.
Okay.
See if the Invictor can put him
Gets
down.
into there. And then I've got the 2 Tech Marines charging the Chaplain.
Okay.
And we're trying to charge
First
the
one.
Chaplain with
Second one.
the Tech Marines. Finish him off.
Yep.
I wonder if we'll see a Sicarian charge over there too, just to kind of.
So if you, I feel like I win. If you want to play it out, I can. If you would like
Let's
to
play it
start
out.
playing- Okay.
There we go.
I didn't mean to be insulting by offering that. I just.
Go for your attacks.
So Warsuit's going to swing first.
Mhm.
5 attacks.
Tsung offered a handshake, and
Hitting
Curie
on
goes,
3s.
"No, we're playing it out. We're gonna fight this one out. Roll your attacks.
Neat,
Yep.
neat.
If there's anything that I know that can make absolutely change the game, it is
even
an
think I remember
unreasonable
that
string
too
of 4+ invulnerable
You do. I'm
saves.
T7.
I do. Yep. So
We also, my opponent is not online right
He's
now,
fine.
so we got time, guys.
Perfect,
We're
yeah,
gonna-
you have plenty
You'll
of
see
time.
Tau
the
in full
Sicarian
action.
has some number of attacks. I've actually-
Hopefully, Tabletop Simulator can render the requisite number of drones to play a Tau army, but we'll see.
I'm only running 40. It's not that many.
So many frisbees.
Sorry. I
He
just
does have
literally
3 Chaos Knights, though.
That's a lot of Chaos Knights.
Does he even have attack?
That is a lot of Chaos Knights.
Probably has the usual... It's got
Should
4
be
attacks.
Attack. It's got 4 attacks, needing.
And it gets +1 for shock, so they'll have 5
Players
attacks.
are reading through the
attacks and
Sicarian's
6s.
melee stats because nobody knows what those are.
And I think
They
he's
had to
within
dust the
3
cobwebs
inches,
off him
or
first.
6 inches of Chappie.
Oh yeah, easily.
He gets full rerolls to hit. Oh my gosh, we get 2 hits
And he
through.
has strength 6 to be winning on 5s.
Oh,
Salamander. Just 1 save.
we
You
do
know
see
it's gonna get- it's gonna
Sableclaw,
good odds.
And,
Sammael's special Land Raider there is toughness 7.
So the Tech Marines.
Of course.
Yep, they've got 2 Server Arm and
So
2 normal
the
attacks
Sicarian
each.
having a tough time putting damage through.
The Warsuit is
arm
toughness
is going to be
14.
Yeah,
But
he'll be fine.
So Server Arms orange.
Server Arm misses.
Server Arm misses. Yeah.
Chat, thanks everybody for joining us.
Salamander.
Looks like we got some more people in the chat room. It's cool to see everybody. Hopefully,
3 up.
you guys have enjoyed this
Nope,
game so
he
far. It's
takes
been a
it.
crazy
This
game
one's a
until
4.
about last turn, and
He's
then
just
it
dead.
turned around pretty heavily for the Salamanders. We have
30
another
minutes ago.
game coming up in about
That's all my
half
swings,
hour
so-
right after this one. So we're going to have Tau versus Chaos Knights. That's going to be awesome.
Sammy's got 6 swings.
And my
He's gonna
co-host
put
here, Cullen's going to be playing in that one as the
put 'em
Tau.
all in
So
suit.
stay tuned. We're going to reset the stream after this game,
Hit
so
on
we're going to end this one and
2s,
start a new one.
We're on 1s.
So they're separate videos.
Strength 5 because he
but
did not
yeah,
charge,
it's
so
going
when
to
he
be
got
awesome.
5s, that's
We're going to
3
be
at AP
streaming
minus
all
2 damage each.
afternoon, or
Can't save
could be
it.
morning.
Oh, no,
Depends on
goes
where
to
you are.
6s, right?
and I'll be back.
Nope, AP4.
for game 3.
Nope,
You're
you're
right,
wrong.
So you
Perfect.
take 6, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Got to get some Uber Eats, some
Okay.
food. You'll be good to go. So
I
what
feel ya.
time to be alive?
I feel you.
It's like you just did some wounds.
I think that's the
Yeah,
end of
Sammael's
turn.
nailing the...
Yep.
I think we only saw one wound through on Sammael.
So you kill more and hold more.
Yeah, I think the Warsuit.
He
might
made
have
all of
been
his...
I have to figure out what I want.
It's like I said, if a string
I'm
of,
gonna take the 2
invulnerable
Talonmasters.
saves can swing a game.
Chaplain.
I don't know if it's going to be enough to swing this game
Yeah, I mean,
far
you
enough.
can't score Reaper
No.
anyways, and you've got Reaper at this point.
Far enough back for the Dark Angels to actually, do anything. But it's certainly going to score Curie more points. It's
Can Sammael
Alright.
break
One
out of
thing,
combat
he's gonna move
and
here
here
charge?
he comes. I don't believe that he can,
And actually,
but I'm not 100% sure.
I think about this actually.
He's got
dump
double
everything
assault
into
cannon left for
Talonmaster.
weapons.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
He has 2 assault cannons and 2 bolters, so I think he's going to try to pick up a tech marine here.
So twin heavy
To
bolter,
score to get on the
threes,
kill.
we're on 1s, so
And he is
near
on the objective, so he
Only got
he
4s.
can't bonus anymore. So
No,
wounds,
he
that
can't
doesn't
do
matter.
one.
So
He's just
on
being
your
on
His
the
opponent
objective
has
to be
more
cheeky.
models. Yeah.
And then the assault cannon. 3s, we're on 1s. And 3s. 6 on your armor.
6 wounds through with the assault cannon. Unfortunately, oh wow, that is a
I have
good.
a CP, right?
We're putting
You
2
lost
through onto a
3
tech
kills.
marine here.
Left.
Looks like.
Haha,
I
you're
think
right.
he's put on the commander.
Oh wow!
there we go.
Whoa! Killed him. He was
Warlord,
saving on
old school.
3s on that guy, not a
And
tech
killing a
marine.
hole.
Wow.
Kill him. I hardly knew him.
Oh, I think Curie was intimately familiar with that chapter master after looking him dead in the eyes for
It's my turn right now.
4 straight
Okay.
It's
turns
the end
of
of
the
the,
game.
it's like the end of the assault
Yeah,
phase. Do you want to
3
interrupt?
turns
Do you
of
want to
just
heroically
saying, hey,
intervene?
what are you
into
going to do, bro?
Currently asking if these tech marines are going to intervene into Sammael.
So that's a kill and hold.
Hell yeah.
I think he might kill them. I think he did. He probably does kill them. I don't know if that's worth
not
it.
within correct. Or are
So I think
are,
Tsung has decided not to. And
So you needed an 8-inch charge after
that
moving
keeps
it.
Curie on the board for a kill and a hold.
we- this guy-
It's going to be tough for Tsung to get any more kills. I mean, literally impossible for him to beat on kills, I think, at this point. Because
Frontmost
My
guy
opponent
here.
wants to delay the game 30 minutes so you can have
A
dinner.
6-inch
5
charge after.
okay,
yeah.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
I don't- This game's just about ramping up.
I think that's
Then we'll have a break.
So Warsuit's going. Oh, hold on. He's taking. No, he's not back.
He's on, yeah, he's on his top bracket still.
I was just checking to make sure. It wasn't
So it looks like Curie does have the... He hasn't moved the scouts, and the scouts are within an inch of the wall, so I think Tsung's going to try to get a charge on them. If he can get both these guys, which I think is not
Are not
hard, that'll be the table.
stays with him.
And I don't know...
Yeah.
I don't think that Curie
Techs
survives
are
that.
going
Yeah,
to-
Tsung's already up 18-14.
Slightly closer to because they were going to.
Yeah, he's up 4.
This
He does
guy
get
is
another
gonna
big
be
game
back
hunter
in.
point.
He's doing it.
Yep.
But that being said, he ain't gonna get hold more, and he ain't gonna get killed more.
Okie dokie.
Yep, there we go. He maxed his Reaper.
Yep.
I have one
Yeah, he's
second.
got the full Reaper.
What is his saver shooting right now?
Wants to do an hour and a half from now.
3 up, 4 up. 3 up armor, 4 up invuln.
Thank you
As
very
always
much.
has.
Yep. Sicarian's just going to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Hit on freeze. 1 Salamander reroll.
So we're watching Sicarian shoot into Sammael now, just try to take him out. And then if we get this charge on the scouts, with the Invictor,
He's dead.
they
Does he
might
blow up?
survive.
He does not.
Sammael's taken out, and we're just going to see if these scouts can
Invictor
make it through the
Warsuits
turn.
start the charge.
Curie certainly wants them to, because that's just going to get him points on the
You're in.
battle points for
Start,
tiebreakers.
bump into the front.
And the Invictor, it does wound on 2s and punch through their armor, but
So I wouldn't.
has a penchant for missing a lot.
And he's not
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. We've
So
kind of
just
seen how
flash
this game's
into
been
Warsuits.
in and out the last couple turns.
Yep.
Hits with all of them.
Just like Curie or the Dark Angels player here, we'll roll out the attacks. We'll play it out.
All right. That's the game.
Looks like the Invictor did take
There
all
we
the
go.
scouts out.
Yep, there we go.
So that's going to be game.
Yes.
That is going to be a big
Kill more.
win.
And then you will score.
Yep, he's counting points for
Uh,
now.
Yeah, it looks like we don't quite
yeah, and I can
score
tap
that
into
way
these points,
anymore, I
right?
don't believe.
Only once.
We
So
can get that
you
repaired.
count out
Because you
what
have to
you
start
can
and finish. We
achieve.
just finished battle round.
You're
Right,
Yep,
we
like this
can't
time.
get
So-
you can't get kill
Yeah,
more anymore
'cause
though,
you move
right?
there. And you can't score the
No,
bonus.
you
'cause
still
don't
get
have
you
care.
still. I think you
Uh,
still
you-
get the 4, but when it comes to the bonus, you have to be able to
Okey-dokey.
chat. Listen, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll double check. I mean, I have to save so.
He is giving himself an engineer point though.
Yeah, so he does have 1 engineer remaining, which
Like
is this
Captain
intercessor,
Messi,
and so he
deal
would
with
be
him
able to
properly.
run
That
him
was the
2
issue.
turns to get him in
Correct.
on turn 6
Thank you
so
for
for
the
1
patience
point.
again.
So we did get 1 point on
Sure.
engineers. They didn't get totally destroyed. He survived with 1.
Yeah, no worries.
Absolutely.
You have yourself a good day.
game.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. Turn 2 was an insane. It was insane back and forth. We went back and forth on who was going to win multiple times in 1 turn, and it was absolutely crazy. So, congratulations to Tsung for winning. Thanks to Curie for playing through the game. It was very cool, and
So
I think we
he's
will.
kind of upset at the-
Oh, right here.
Yeah, we'll end the stream here, and we will break until. Well, the next stream, I'll put up the next stream, so it'll go up on a preview, and you'll see when it will start. Should be probably around 4:30 Eastern, so 50 to 90 minutes, depending
Yeah,
on
give or take.
when your opponent shows up, I guess. Okay,
All on
everyone.
him.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Have a good
thanks
one, guys.
for watching, and we're going to end it there. Tune back in just a little while for the next round.